Tonight, we're bringing this week's flight sim news with thanks to SayIntentions. We're off to Hawaii to check out the updated Honolulu from iniBuilds. Next up, Carenado have entered the space with a business jet. This is the Premier 1 Alpha. It's over to England. We check out Bristol, the newest release from SoFly. And finally, we check out flight panels for the A320 from Fenix. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Wednesday, the middle of the week, the halftime show, the midweek shuffle. Welcome to the news where it's raining sideways in Ireland. Outside, it's absolutely latching, but in here, it's grand. It's dry, it's calm. Only a few more days to go now before we have our Dublin meetup. This is going to be great, and it's all starting to shape up. Massive thanks to Microsoft Flight Simulator for putting out the social post for the BAR event, the Bravo Alpha Romeo, and it's a new initiative the Microsoft Flight Sim have kind of kick-started, and I was like, we need a volunteer. Right, but anyway, it's going to be grand. So yes, tonight we're going to catch up with all the news making the headlines over the last week for our beloved flight simulators, and we're going to be checking out some cool stuff as well. iniBuilds have updated their Honolulu Airport. There's a brand new business jet from Carenado, right? SoFly's Bristol. I know Stu was looking forward to seeing this one, and of course, then we're going to be checking out flight panels. Officially, it is their A3XX panel, which is designed to work on the Fenix aircraft, the Fenix A320. And I was playing around with it, today and a little bit yesterday, and I'm shockingly impressed. So we're going to go through all the stuff and the things and the yokes. But hope you're all keeping well. Right? It was getting dark at 4 o'clock. I know we say this all the time, but Jesus. And the rain today. The Skoda's after getting a lovely wash. Not that it needed one, mind you, but right. I'll be, that'll be one of the main exhibits, of course, this coming Saturday, the Skoda. Right? A ticketing system, no photographs, flash photography. It's very important. You'll scare it, or fade the paint. But, yes. Yeah, poor El Wombat's wallet is going to be aching out this evening. So it is. As I said, my room's in a hoop. I've bags of stuff everywhere as we get ready to kind of move a lot of this stuff up to Dublin on Friday. And Moza also delivered today their force feedback yoke, and that's going to be on show up at Dublin as well on Saturday. So there's going to be a fair bit there. I'm not going to let the cat out of the bag, but there's a fair bit. We're running, I think it's like 14 different stations, different sim configurations, different hardware. There's VR thrown in there for good mix as well. PlayStation, that's all going to be there. And it's a great opportunity for folks to hang out. That's what these events... Yeah, baby. That's what these events are all about. And it's amazing how fast it's free entry. Like there's no cost to visit. Cost me a freaking fortune, but there's no cost to visit. And it's a huge way of getting folks together offline, if that makes any sense at all. Because, well, years ago when everything kind of started in the flight sim kind of following, and I'm talking like when it exploded back around 2020, you had the release of 2020, and of course we were all going nuts with COVID. It forced people indoors, and it kind of introduced many different generations to online friendships, which ordinarily you probably wouldn't have bothered. My friends, you made friends with someone on the internet, they're going to kill you. There's no point in saying otherwise. They're out to steal your identity. That's right. But it's not the case, because it was all of us. We were all just hanging about, couldn't go out. And, we ended up online. So... that has now kind of very much continued on. We've loads of people that we can call friends who live online. Maybe we haven't met them before in real life. But when it comes to these events and, Expo and FS Weekend, they're the very top tier of this. They're massive. This is very much a grassroots sort of a thing. And, a shout out to Just Flight. They used to do the Flight Sim show over in the UK. Haven't had one of those in a number of years. This year for me, which has been a mad year this has been a mad year so far, right? Going full time at this in May. We went and we've done our first UK meetup, which was a ton of fun. That was out to Duxford during the day, and then we were out to the lovely Pints in London that evening. And previous years when we've done community meetups, they were either at a Flight Sim Expo or an FS Weekend, or even just a few pints in Dublin. And it's for me, all these events, yes, the sim is incredible, the technology is awesome, all the hardware and the software, all of that's cool, because, well, I'm just interested in that. But when it gets to meeting people and just chatting, saying hello, getting to meet people in person, it is fantastic. And for those who can't make it, of course, well, that's what the live stream on Saturday is going to be covering. It'll be me walking around like an idiot as I am, just bumping into people and trying to make myself sound less of a total idiot than I actually am. Challenge accepted. But it's to give you guys that kind of, do you know what I mean? That kind of look-see through the keyhole of what goes on. And hopefully then this sort of an event, what Microsoft themselves are pushing for with the BAR stuff. Hopefully this is the start of many local community meetups all over the world. It could be a group of just a couple of friends, 2, 3, 4, or it could be groups of clubs, maybe 30 or 40. You wouldn't know. But I think it's an awesome community-driven thing, And honoured to be landed with the first one. I have only one instruction. Don't make a... Well, you insert word of choice. Don't make a balls of it, Murph. But I'll see how we get on. But it's also very exciting. And of course, this event is kicking off flightsimtees.com from our very own Gibbo Ireland. The poor old Dibble, he's going to be out now with the ironing board, ironing t-shirts live in person as he's handing them out to people. And looking forward to that as well. So tonight, yes, as I said, it's a fairly busy one. There's also a good bit of news of hardware, and massive thanks to you keep me updated on our Discord, lads. 2 great bits of news there over the last couple of days. So we'll jump into it here now after a quick introduction as we say hello to everyone in our live audience. This only takes about 2.5 minutes. I remember the days it used to take only a minute, We'll ramble in and say... I want to wear my shirt on Saturday. It's gone missing. Well, I'll find it. It's one of those shirts that it's not really reversible, but it is if just means the pockets go on the inside. Yeah, that's how you'll spot me on Saturday. But anyway, who's here, look? CP65, a very happy Wednesday. Good to see you, buddy. Muse Van bursts in the door, answering the phone call. Happy Wednesday, my dude. North Coast Mike, welcome in. Vacuum is in the house. Kirog, welcome aboard. Airlock Doc is here. Time for some... Wait now. Where's this? Evening, peoples. It's the news with late breaking news. And for some like me, it's awesome. Tell us all about it, Murph. We'll get to it. Yes. Viper Strike, hope you're well. Any news on a flying hot tub? Yeah. Just coming right up. DeBlaze, good evening. Flipper Alloy, you're very welcome aboard. 49 months. Subscribe to the channel. Thank you very, very much indeed, Flipper Alloy. Hope you're well, bud. APU Inspector is here. Happy Wednesday. Commander Bolosh, good evening. Spitfire REF 100 is here in the chat. Welcome in. Jamaumu, a very good evening to you. Toto 2495. The countdown to the weekend. Oh, it's on. Now, it's to be raining on Friday, but at the moment it's looking like it's going to be dry on Saturday. Right, you know, you've done it now, Tony. Brilliant. But anyway, Stick Figure, good evening. Tarnish Mossman, welcome aboard. He says hello all from a soggy Liverpool. Alright, it's raining. I don't know whose accent that was. Shuffle Shoes shuffles in. AJH John, hope you're well. Let me see here now. 98 Vulcan is in the house. Good to see you. Sunjammer's here. Tonight's news, Murph tells of finding a pot of gold so he can do the kitchen and get out outgoing President of Ireland wants it back. Now, Mick Higgins, he's retired now. You know, they gave him a 21 Irish Wolfhound bark salute. Right, very interesting. But yes, Culkin, good evening. Creo, hope all is well in County Mayo. Fierce Wolf is in the house, looking fierce and wolfy. Welcome in, buddy. The Impossible Face, good evening. Me RX 9070 XT arrived this afternoon, but I can't install it until Friday. Ooh, you need your power supply? That's going to be fantastic when you have that up and running. Looking forward to seeing the results, the Impossible Face. Big Al's playing is in the house. Time to rock and roll. Good to see you, buddy. Swap21, hola. Mac Vision is here. Hermit Something, good afternoon to Boston. Hope you're well, bud. Mech Manser, good evening. Martel is in the house. Black Sheep Jean, Genuas, especially for stalkers. Good to see you, Jean. Killswitch is here. Soaring AJ. AJH man, hope you're well. Stu Snape is in the house. Good evening to you, Stu. Hope you're well. Malky is here. Welcome aboard. Nutty Slack, happy Wednesday. Who else come in? Chalks, a very good evening. Current situation, shuffling mid-weekly. Yes, welcome in. Max Stallion, hope you're well. Krabby One, good evening. Liptorius, good day. Frod Hammer, hello from Oslo. Hello from Tipperary. How are things, Frod? You're looking well. DCS Ducks is in the house. Good to see you, Ducks. Sunjammer, 3 in a row. Let's watch the Egerton Chief tonight. Yes, thank you for your 3 in a row, buddy. Velo is here, good evening. Goblin Zeus, I hope you're well. Nightsep, a very good evening. Happy Wednesday, folks. Stu, thank you for your 5 in a row, buddy. Ozymandias, good evening. It's actually morning for you, Ozzy, isn't it? Krabby One, Murph, can we preview this weekend's contributors? No. It's all... We're under a fierce NDA. Nothing... No, I need to change that. SNR. It replaces the NDA. Say nothing, right? SNR. Right. Brilliant. Say nothing, right? But yeah, we'll find out all about it on Saturday. Do you know? Old Veteran is here after his 4th attempt to boot up the PC. Scott, I hope you're well, buddy. And you poor old devil. Poor old devil having all the issues. PH Roy, a very good evening to you, Roy. Hope you're well. Thank you for sending me that message earlier. We'll get cracking on that soon. Airlock, Steam news. Yeah, we're going to be checking that one out as well. Light Bison, good evening. Gar Gaming, hello from Galway. Hope you're well. I think Galway are escaping the rain. It's like a yellow weather warning for Cork, but sure, like in Tipperary, we're absolutely getting lashed out of it, you know. TG Sims, good evening. Piku is here. Apache, thank you very much indeed. 20 streams. Cheers, buddy. Let me see. Bell Bro, hey chaps. Happy Newsage Day. Good to see you, Bell Bro. Mr. Dan is here. Welcome in. I'm telling you, Strap 21. Hola again. You pressed a button. I'd more hair in that picture, and that's not that old either. That's terrible bad. P.S. Mirandai, hello there. Hope you're well, buddy. Heisenberg, good evening, Heisenberg. Hope you're well. Where's this now? At least the underside of the Skoda. Well, it's proper clean, you know. So the back screen is washed, so many hands will not get dirty when pushing the Skoda. Listen. It'd be grand, right? Norse Viking Gaming, very good evening to you. Belbro says, so happy today as I managed to get me HP Reverb G2 VR goggles working with Windows 11. Thanks to Oasis Driver. Nice. One Fly Air, very good evening. Light Bison says, looking forward to seeing the SoFly Bristol, as I bought this recently but can't find it after installing it from the ini manager. I think there's a... Oh no, there's not. We'll have a look. Light Bison, you can go into your content manager and that should do the thing, I hope. Where's this now? I was before my time. I was making friends online since the 90s. What was the old one? Was it, remember, AOL Instant Messenger? Do you remember? Right? I only read about it. Yes. Where's this now? I wouldn't have gone to college were it not for IRC and people I met there. There you go. Corn Wolf, good evening to you, bud. Hope you're well. The man is flat out video editing for our amusement. Hope you're well, bud. And thank you very, very much for all the work that you're doing. Schutz is here, tier 1, for 11 months. Thank you very much indeed, Schutz. Jeez, that's nearly a year. Where did that time go? But yes, ICQ, that was the other one. AOL and ICQ. Do you remember? But yes, where's this now? Roy says, love to see the faces and names behind the nicknames. Any idea what time the stream is starting? Yes, the stream will be starting here on Twitch only at 1500 Zulu this coming Saturday. And because I can't multi-stream over there, so it'll be on Twitch. Now, if you only watch us on YouTube, don't worry, I'll pop it up on YouTube then. On Monday, we'll catch up about the event anyway, do you know? But yes, where's this now? Evening Muppet, I mean Murph. Come on, horse. Jesus. His meetup shirt is the same one as he always wears. To be fair, I only wear it in public. Right, if that makes you feel better. Where's this now? A proper drinking shirt. Yeah, well, there's pockets, you see. Very important. Nick is in the house. Good to see you. Did the missus put it in the skip? I asked her to go find it. She goes, don't know where that is. Which means I've hid it and I don't want you to wear it. You know. Anyway, Creo, after enough pints, anything is reversible. Now you said it. Gadget is here. Good to see you, Gadget. Welcome in. Zybok Doc calling from Denmark. Hello from Tipperary. Hope you're well, Zybok. Where's this now? Eamon, 1973. Good to see you. Two Dogs. Greetings from Wisconsin. Hello from Tipperary. Hope you're well, bud. Idle Cut Off. Cambridge calling. Hello from Tipperary, where the weather is mank. Wombat 49 is in the house. I've sold a kidney. Let's shop. Hell yeah. Awesome news. Not about the kidney, but that, you know, well, maybe it could have been given you a jib, you wouldn't know. Solar Storms, guys. Yeah, did you see it? They actually have that modelled in the sim as in all the Aurora Borealis. You want to see it? We'll have a look. Captain Butters, good evening to you, sir. Hope you're well. Willow, how much is here? Energizer, I haven't been in here in a week. Evening all. Looking great. Murphy's okay too. I was aware of your disappearance. Yeah, I only said to myself this morning as I got up and shaved, and then my beard immediately grew back due to all my masculinity. I said to myself, where's Energizer? You know, now I could have looked. In actual fact, I tell a complete and utter lie. I went to shave and my electric razor was out of batteries, and when I opened it up, there was Energizer batteries in it and I didn't have any. So I said to myself, see, that's how we make the connect, do you know? We saw it from the north of Texas. Wait, what? Really? The Auroras, Jesus. Mick Ham, good to see you. Where's this now? Jimbo's stream is late. It's quite okay. Don't worry about it. You're fine. 6 Knots is in the house. Evening all. Nobody panic, but we had a bit of an issue with the schedule update. We're sorting this now. I blame Murph. I blame Murph as well. 6 Knots, welcome in, buddy. And lads, if you don't know, 6 Knots and Ironbird and Viper and all the lads in the back end of the virtual airline of Firefly Air, the lads to be flat out planning stuff, different routes and keeping an eye on things and pirate approvals, new membership approvals. They're all doing that in the background. So a massive shout out and our word of thank you to the lads. Great work, great work. Where's this now? Egged Barley is here for 56 months. Thank you very, very much indeed. Insane support. Murphy, over to 1228 and ask for Noah. He knows a lot about boats, right? It's raining here in my part of Galway too. Apparently there was a bit of sleet. Really? Jesus. CompuServe and Genie. Really? AOL. Yeah, I remember those. Yahoo Chat was another one. Yep. CompuServe. North Coast Mike. What was CompuServe? Interesting. Is this the Hawaiian shirt you're supposed to wear out? No. I've many of those, but yeah, it's not that one. No. But yes, Energizer. Jesus, it's a great way to. Yeah, it's right. You know, Virtual Gamer, MSN Messenger. That was another good one. It surely was. Now, let's ramble over here. We see Visualize. Good evening, Northland Air. Happy Wednesday. Flight Sim Max is here. Good to see you, Max. Super Typhon is lurking. Welcome in, buddy. Dave Cleary. Legend, Dave. Welcome in, Dave. Good to see you, buddy. Daniel is in the house. Patrick, welcome aboard. Welcome from Cork, or hello from Cork. Good to see you, buddy. At least you didn't wake up to ice building up on your window, which has happened. And I also got a dentist checkup saying I might need 3 teeth removals, including wisdom teeth, which could also include a root canal. Super Typhon, ouch. Right, Rick, good to see you, buddy. Hope you're well. Sourdough Man is here. Corporal Carnage, welcome aboard. Very happy Wednesday to you, lads. Gibbo, knee deep in cards here, Murph. Good man yourself. Hope you're well, my dude. Gibbo's busy doing a thing with the yoke because I'm an idiot and I left the back of these blank. Listen, it could have happened to anyone, you know. Gibbo, hope you're well, my dude. Abdullah's in the house, good to see you. Love you, sure, if that's big money. Wait, what? Love you. Hermit, that doesn't make sense. Ooh, if it's big money. If what's big money? Right, let's find out. We've a button over here, look. Where's this now? Walter's in the house. Good to see you. Right, I have to press the button over here, haven't I? Dish, yes, and dish. Right. Wrong way is here, welcome in. My phone is messed up, don't worry about it. Okay. Hermit is like, what? Who? They're sending reinforcements. What was that they said? They used to call it, send reinforcements. We're going to advance. And by the time I got all the way down the line, you know, send reinforcements. By the time I got to your man with the message, send 3 and 4 pence. We're going to a dance. Huh? Right. Anyway, here we are. Look at the cut of this. It looks beautiful. Straight off the bat. Straight off the bat. The Premier one. There was an awesome YouTuber. I think he's still there. Premier driver. And he flew one of these. This was Beechcraft's kind of competitor to Cessna's Citation. Right. And it was actually made by Beechcraft Hawker. And you might know the name Hawker. But anyway, relatively successful aircraft. Relatively. In terms of, well, they got over 100 orders. And I think what they say, for an aircraft to be successful, it needs 100 orders. It sold nearly 300 of them. And interesting aircraft, beautiful looking machine. It has a nickname, something like the pregnant shark or something, or doesn't it? Because the features of this aircraft are actually very interesting. The cabin, it's a full height cabin. In which you're able to kind of stand up there, you know. The Beech Jet the Beech Jet, that's the one. So Carenado have released this into the wild. And before we even kind of dive into the aircraft and what it's about, we're kind of used to Carenado now in terms of, yeah, well, they look great, right? Their sounds can be hit or miss. Their systems can be hit or miss, but they definitely look great. This one here is €27, I think it was, I bought it on the marketplace. It's not their cheapest, but so far from what I've seen of it, yeah, it looks the part, right? And we're going to be checking this gadget out in a bit of detail. We're also here on the ground at the updated iniBuilds Honolulu. It's now compatible for Flight Sim 2024, which is great because since we got that world update for the US, which included Hawaii, we have some beautiful photogrammetry. We've flown here once. We have to come back. We have to fly here again because it is just stunning. So we're going to be checking out this aircraft in a little bit. And as I said, there's bits and bobs gone everywhere, lads. It's great crack. So let me see here now. I'll do one of these. And of course, that button didn't want to work. How do I figure this one out now? Stream Deck. Yes. Sometimes it works. That's our... Ooh, look at this. We're checking this one out later on. Look at that. That's the flight panels gear. But I need to find my Stream Deck and find out why this isn't working. Doesn't want to work. Sometimes it works, lads. Sometimes it doesn't. So I'll deactivate it. Quit. And then sure, we'll just start her up again. Because what I do, on my stream, one of many, on one of my Stream Decks, I use this to control just the sim audio output, which is handy. So there we go. So we'll turn down the sim and then we'll turn it back on now in a little moment, right? So let me see. We're going to get into the news. And holy tabs in a screen, Batman. So our news tonight, a massive shout out to Vasco over at MSFS and of course to Callum and the lads at FS Elite, where we have our news ad. And also a big shout out to you guys on Discord for giving me the lead on a couple of stories as well. So we'll start off tonight. PMDG confirming that they are working with Boeing and they're promising the ultimate 737 experience in Flight Sim 2024. So news around this, just to kind of catch you up, Boeing have released a new pilot training app, right? Which is, I think they're using in-house, but the idea is it's to teach pilots systems and all the sort of jazz, being away from an expensive, level D simulator. The whole idea is they can get things like cockpit familiarization, they can go through their flows, and even work off failures and other simulations from using hardware such as, what we call it, consumer level PCs and all the jazz. And what kind of struck me on this was they were using Azure and also Microsoft Flight Simulator to be able to run this piece of software. This makes it all very interesting because technically, Microsoft Flight Simulator is an entertainment platform. That's what it's licensed to be. However, using it in conjunction with, Azure technology, Boeing's own technology, and PMDG, they're able to build something that they can certify and sign off on to say, well, look, it's our own in-house product. The good news for us is it does garner a little bit more of, when people say it's just a game, right? It's now being used as a tool in real-world flight training from a massive company. We know Microsoft Flight Sim is in use in a number of different schools and flying clubs because it's a very powerful simulator, especially when it comes to visual flight rules, especially, right? But the other good thing is because PMDG Precision Manual Development Group, that's their name, right? They started off making manuals and they have been endorsed by Boeing in the past. They're now working on this whilst using Microsoft Flight Sim, which means we are going to get a fairly hefty detailed simulation of a 737 in the not so distant future because, well, it's the one that Boeing use. The Boeing company, right? But anyway, there was an interview on Sky Blue Radio and Robert Randazzo was on. They were saying, look, they have word that PMDG are involved in the virtual airplane procedures trainer developed in partnership with Microsoft and Boeing. And that's what they're working on right now. So Boeing and Microsoft are going to change the game in the way pilots are trained. That came from Robert Randazzo. The new technology that they gave them, it's a very tiny piece of what they have done, but what they've built is mind-boggling. Now, there's a whole interview here, if you like listening to Robert, but basically he's explaining that Boeing's system will allow pilots to interact with fully modeled cockpits in a no-threat environment, enabling them to practice procedures from anywhere. That could be at home, in the crew room, or even during a layover. So they're making training very accessible here. Like, this is huge, lads, right? Jan Drays, thank you very much indeed. My dude, 49 months, buddy. Thank you very much indeed. Imagine this. Show up, class is cancelled because they're unable to load the sim. I think it's more of I don't think it'd be your traditional flight sim. It'd be like a core part of it. You know what I mean? Alongside the Boeing news, Robert shared major updates on the PMDG's next generation 737, describing it as a nearly complete, ground-up rebuild designed specifically for Flight Sim 2024. The new version features a reworked flight deck and cabin built to take full advantage of 2024's enhanced rendering and lighting. Windows and doors now animate. The cockpit and cabin include dozens of new interactive details, and the audio environment has also been completely rewritten. Robert went on to say that the sound suite was developed by real-world 737 pilot and audio engineer, accurately modelling the layers of engine sounds, exhaust dynamics, and even the flyby acoustics. That's pretty cool. Roger, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome in. The new 7.3 will not be compatible with 2020. PMDG choose to cut the legacy ties in order to fully utilize the new Sim's capabilities. However, existing 737 owners will receive discounted upgrade pricing. Robert expects the 737-8 to release before the end of this year, with the remaining variants following soon after. He described the aircraft as the ultimate 737, a product that should have been a product that should be seen as new rather than an incremental update. Now, it's important to say, like, at the moment, when it comes to consumer level flight simulators and Boeing aircraft, my opinion, and it's probably shared by a lot of folks, I think right now the best example, if you like, of flying a 737-8 is probably over an X-plane, right? And it's that one's for free, right? Because it's community driven. However, the PMDG's fleet has always been excellent. I mean, they're of a very, very high standard. And I'm excited to see what they do with this, because if they're working this with Boeing, it'll be interesting to see what Boeing actually kind of say, yeah, go on, you can put that in there. Right? Anyway, the 747, of course, and their MAX are on the way. PMDG working on the 747-1, the classic, and also the 747-4. Both are progressing, and the classic cockpit model is almost complete, while the 400's system code is further along. Which releases first will depend on how the teams coverage or how the teams converge. And Robert confirmed that the 737 MAX also in the pipeline, but firmly denied any work on a 757. He says, I can confirm for you that this is not true. Robert covered a lot more ground in the conversation, touching on PMDG's roadmap, development changes and challenges, and his thoughts on the future of flight simulation. Like, listening to Robert, I like listening to him because he goes, like, you can hear and see the passion that he has when it comes to what PMDG do, and like, they've been around the block for such a long time. You always get that sense of like they've a chip on their shoulder, but they're there a long time. You know, they're entitled to it. But it's a lot of kind of talk. It's for me, it's just like, let's talk more action. Let's see the thing. But it is exciting news. And I think this is a great, it's great for the platform, knowing that, well, they are officially working now with Boeing. You know what I mean? Photos by Kev is here. Good to see you, buddy. So interesting news there from PMDG. So moving on, Aerosoft and Tolus have wrapped up their A340-600 Pro series. Could release be next? We don't know. So they have released the third and final episode of its ongoing developer series of their upcoming Airbus A340-6 for Microsoft Flight Sim. And Rafi was chatting with Torsten from Tolus. The video provides a detailed look at some of the most complex systems. Following on the previous episode that focused on fuel and electrical, this installment explores the hydraulic and also the air systems in depth. This is an exciting project because okay, it's an A340, which, to be fair, we have an excellent one already, thanks to iniBuilds. However, Tolus, who are an X-Plane developer, they're very, very good when it comes to Airbus design. They're actually officially licensed by Airbus for their sims, right? But Aerosoft working with them as well makes it very, very interesting. And we get a couple of snapshots here, the air bleed system, hydraulics, all that jazz is there. Wondering when this is now going to release. I would say we're getting very, very soon. Very, very soon. It is the final episode wrapping up the in-depth look at the 340, and it feels like Aerosoft and Tolus are getting close to the finish line. So, as I said, anyone in the world of X-Plane, you know the crack when it comes to the Tolus aircraft. Do we have pictures here? Or is it just the two lads talking? It's just the two lads talking. Rafi, he's great crack. Many a pint with him at the different events. Lovely fella. But anyway, yeah, I'm excited to see how this one turns out. Do you know? But yeah, we shall move on. Just Flight, they've shared new development updates on their upcoming Fokker F70 F100 models for the sim, and they explained the delay and confirming some beta testing. But back in August, Just Flight said the upcoming Fokker F100 and F70 and 100 were entering the final stretch of development, with the last written update marking a transition towards pre-release. However, the developer broke that silence with a detailed statement explaining what's been happening behind the scenes and why the aircraft still hasn't been released. In an update published on November 6th, Martin from Just Flight acknowledged the growing anticipation, saying that while the Fokkers appear to be feature complete, development has continued intensely throughout the year. Whilst that may give the impression that development has stalled, it is far from the case, as Martin wrote. He wanted to clarify the situation in greater detail. According to Just Flight, both the F70 and F100 are now fully functioning in 2020 and 2024, with beta testing ongoing for several months. The complete sound package has just been integrated, described as the final major addition before release. The team is now concentrating on the automatic flight system and FMS, the most complex part of the aircraft, and also tuning the nav, LNAV, and the profile, VNAV, the autopilot modes, to ensure that they work correctly with the auto throttle and the FMS. The interconnected systems, Martin says, are essential for the realistic operation of the aircraft and the reason that the developers are not yet ready to confirm a release date. It's been a huge learning curve. This statement also reflects on how the Fokker series has been the team's most challenging project so far. And when you think about it, Just Flight have already released some amazing aircraft in flights in 2020 and now updated to 2024, such as the RJ Professional, the F28, and also the 146. The developers described the F70 and F100 as a significant leap in complexity, or English Murph, complexity, due to their highly integrated avionics comparable to those found in modern Boeing and Airbus aircraft. Martin confirmed that work on the automatic flight system and FMS continues to make great progress each week, and with each eternal build moving the project closer to release. Preview videos are now being prepared and should be released soon to showcase the aircraft's extensive features. Complexability, it's a new one, we'll go with that. I gotta say, they look gorgeous. They really do. And like, I'm a huge fan of the F28, the RJ, and the 146. Just Flight just did a cracker job there. And if you really want to give yourself a challenge, because I noted the price of it. Do you know the Vulcan is like only $34.99 or something? The Vulcan, which is an absolute standalone, incredible aircraft that Just Flight have done. Not to mention the BAE Hawk, all the Pipers that they have. Like, they've incredible aircraft. So yeah. I like big words. Yeah. The Vulcan is incredible. And Just Flight's quality gets better with each release, says it. I would agree. They're a developer that, you know, every time they do something, you're like, oh, that's awesome. And then you see their next thing. Like, they're very, very good. And I love the fact that they're going for not the most obvious aircraft choices, because it gives us the chance to, you know, explore them, figure it out. It's awesome. Do you know? Martin closed the update with an apology for the long silence, but assured fans that the Fokker releases are close. We've got no doubt that these will be our best airliners yet, and we can't wait to bring you the upcoming preview videos. Great stuff there. So Just Flight, let's see what happens. Now, Carenado releasing the Beech 390, the Premier 1A, for flights in 2024, and it's just landed. It's available over on the marketplace, 27 odd euros. Lear is here. Good to see you, Lear. The Premier 1A, a twin-engine jet known for combining speed, efficiency and comfort in a compact airframe. First flown back in 1998, it was produced by Beechcraft through the late 2000s and remains notable for its extensive use of composite materials and its also distinctive low-wing T-tail design. The carbon fibre fuselage helps reduce weight while providing a roomy cabin that accommodates up to 6 passengers plus 1 or 2 pilots. Now, the aircraft is powered by 2 Williams FJ44-2A turbofans. Anyone tell me what else is powered by Williams FJ44s? Each producing 2,300 pounds of thrust each, and the Premier can cruise at around 370 knots and reach a maximum speed of about 450. We have a bit of a video here, we can have a look at it. The aircraft release, we get 8 liveries, a Collins ProLine 21 integrated avionics system, Collins flight guidance panel, Collins display panel, and a flight management system as well. High quality digital sounds, realistic flight dynamics, and it also has 2024 career mode integration. Right? Let me see. Ryanair guy, thank you for the follow. Any motorsport fans know Roman Grosjean is now flying the Premier. Jamie, is he really? Also, good evening, Jamie. Roman Grosjean. The B390 arrives at Carenado's characteristic focus on their visual detail, from the sleek carbon fibre fuselage to the fully modelled cabin and the cockpit, but the inclusion of the Collins ProLine suite also marks a notable step up in avionics fidelity from the developer's modern business jets. So there's a little video here, we'll have a look at this, look. And just to show you kind of what it all looks like, we're gonna check it out here in a couple of moments anyway. But do take a now look at this. This needs a bit of music, look. I need to change the location of that button. It's very pretty looking. And as I said, we're going to be checking this one out here tonight live. So if you have any questions, well, be sure to stay tuned. So we'll move on. It's available over in the marketplace. Now, speaking of marketplaces, we're already starting to get some news about some of the Black Friday deals. And Black Box Simulations, they've been relatively quiet for some time. They're doing a 50% off all 2020 and 2024 add-on products. 50%, that is massive, right? So, in line with the Microsoft Marketplace sale happening from the 20th November to the 3rd of December, there's going to be a 50% discount for an extended time on all the Black Box Simulation 2020 and 2024 products throughout the Black Friday month when you buy direct from the developer using the cart options below. The extended sale runs from the 11th of November all the way to the 11th of December. Now, they do have the Islander, the BN2 native in 2024. I didn't have the best of look at this. We tried to fly one there not so long ago. I do need to revisit them because Black Box have made some interesting airplanes. And one thing I will say about Black Box Simulations, they fly superbly well. Anyone who's flown their aircraft, they know they fly really, really well. The BN Islander, it's a beautiful aircraft, and they also have many different variants of it, including that of the Defender. And then, like the turboprop is there. But they also brought out the Shorts regional aircraft, the flying boxes, which are cool, right? And then we have the Trilander, which is the world's ugliest airplane. But it's still there. Other aircraft, the Cessna Bird Dog, the L19. This is probably one of the first add-ons I bought, and I do remember myself and Colonel Fork putting some serious time into these, just flying around and exploring places. They fly so terribly well, you'll enjoy flying them. Like, that's $499, lads, and it's a beautiful little airplane. Also, the Scottish Aviation Bulldog, a lot of the guys over in the UK would have trained on these from the Air Cadets. Well, that's also going to be $499 during this sale. So I think it's very, very good. The Shorts Regional and the Sherpa and also the SD330 and the SD360, these are aircraft actually built on the island of Ireland. They were built up north. And these are on sale for $999 each. Like, these are phenomenal prices because they're very good aircraft. Anyone flying the Shorts in 2024, like, these are a great airplane. They look now mad, you know, and there's history behind them as well. These things went out to Argentina and everything. But there's still the Impossible Face. There he goes. He loves flying it. There you go. There's worse looking things than the Trilander, hard as it is to believe. Really? That's awesome. I went in a Bulldog as an air cadet and then the Grob. There, nice. These are phenomenal aircraft, lads, and for this price, I think it's quite amazing. So I'm going to share this link here with you in the chat. Keep it in your, keep it on your internet browser thingamajiggy, because, well, you know, from the 11th, they're live now, 50% off. That's incredible. Muse says the Shorts is a great aircraft to fly, even though it looks awful. Do you know what I mean? But like, you can pick up the Islander for $999. You can pick up the Turbo prop premium edition, right? And that comes with, like, they have the Garda one in it. They have a radome on the other one. There's 3 different variants of the aircraft, $18.99. The Shorts pack, $17.99 for all 3 aircraft. The Trilander, $7.99. I mean, if you need to have that in your hangar just for the lols, you know what I mean? Too cold for shorts now, right? Or you buy them individually. I reckon, like, there's nothing on this I couldn't recommend. The last time I went to fly them, I didn't have a great experience in 2024, but they have been updated since then. So I need to go back and try them. But for these prices, lads, I'm telling you, great flying experience. And some of the sounds, the Islander got new sounds, and I think, what else got new sounds? I think the Shorts got new sounds as well. We only flew the Bulldog not too long ago. We did a nice flight on that. It's a beautiful little plane, you know. So check them out. Great news there from Black Box Simulation. Now, moving on, Flight Sim Studio have shared their E-Jet update. Flight Sim Studio recently shared an update on their E-Jet new custom FMS and autopilot for Microsoft Flight Sim 20 and 2024. The team have been deep in testing for nearly 3 months now, and they've posted some project statistics to show the scale of the product. They've 88 testers on board, around 2,000 flight sessions logged, 64 unique reports issues, and 350 code changes deployed. LNAV and VNAV said that, Flight Sim Studios said that the E-Jets are now fully flyable in normal operation with all the major FMS pages in place. LNAV is working as it should, even in tricky crosswind, and VNAV is implemented. The team has now fixed issues with SIDS and stars and provided support for non-standard parts of the procedures, such as a course to altitude waypoint. Direct 2 function has been reported to be working well. A couple of small quirks still remain. And one of the biggest hurdles for the team encountered was integrating the navigation data from Navigraph, causing regression bugs and forcing the rebuild of the ILS logic from scratch. Flight Sim Studio explained that before the update is released, there's still a few things missing. The main unfinished area is the vertical autopilot modes, but the default Microsoft Flight Sim autopilot managed well so far. The new custom FMS requires a rebuild of the autopilot logic, and although LNAV is done, VNAV modes are not fully stable. Now, that's been the story for the last 2 years. Anyway, they also mentioned that a new autopilot is stable. If it is stable by December, they plan to release an experimental version to everyone. However, some features will have limitations. Fair enough. It's good to know that they're working on it. But yeah, I think, you know, when people got these E-Jets, there were a lot of shortcomings. It's been a long road for this one, you know? It's a long road. The first paragraph said the plane is fixed and amazing. Second paragraph said no VNAV. Yeah, like it's mixed messages here. And like Xcraft's designed the model of this, or like the Xcraft over an X-plane, that's where this model comes from, right? And it's interesting that they've just released an update for the E-Jets and now Flight Sim Studio. I don't know. They are struggling with this. I saw what they presented at Flight Sim Expo and it looked incredible, but I think we're still a way off from that. But anyway, we move on. Flight to High, Columbia Metropolitan Airport has been released from Microsoft Flight Sim in association with iniBuilds Kilo Charlie Alpha Echo. Columbia Metropolitan Airport, the primary airport serving Columbia in the capital of South Carolina in the US. It's located about 5 miles southwest of downtown Columbia, and is served by Allegiant Airlines, American Eagle, Delta, United Express. Air cargo such as FedEx, Mountain Air Cargo, and UPS look after their cargo down there. This rendition delivers an authentic recreation of the airport, featuring handcrafted ground textures, detailed terminals, fully modelled landside area, custom dynamic lighting, and more than 150 bespoke 3D models. It's available right now. You can pick it up from iniBuilds for £15.59. A little video here we'll have a look at. And I'll play my own music. I keep getting in trouble with my music, so we'll go with one of these, look, and see what happens here. Ooh. I gotta say, it looks impressive. It's anywhere that has a cargo hub included, I think, is just, we're going, right? And the night lighting in particular looks fabulous there. So yeah, Flight to High Colombia, it's now available over on the iniBuilds website if you want to pick it up there. And Scott was saying, I wonder if they show the shared air guard facilities. I didn't see them there, did you? They have plenty of business jets. You can see the cargo area over here. And then there's more stuff up there. So I'm not quite sure, Scott. But yeah, that's quite nice. That's quite nice. Nice setup there. Moving on, SoFly. Well, they've released Bristol Airport Echo Golf Golf Delta for flights in 2024. SoFly released its rendition of Bristol. That's their most up-to-date and detailed airport, reflecting the airport's current layout and infrastructure. Bristol Airport, a key hub in the southwest of England, serving airliners or airlines such as EasyJet, Ryanair, Jet2 and TUI. According to the developer, the scenery has been created using a modern data set and includes recent, infrastructure updates such as new terminals and parking areas. Ooh. SoFly claimed that the airport has been built with next-gen ground systems that enable high-resolution markings and surface transitions. The package also includes a full GSX integration, including a bespoke profile by Elton Halmarson. Passenger movement throughout the terminal doors is supported at walk-in stands, and the developer states that the airport environment will include seasonal behaviours such as snow piles and active snow plough operations during the winter months. There's also ambient sounds here at this as well, right? Jamaica Icon Runner, good to see you. Jamaican Runner, welcome in, buddy. Jamaica Icon Runner, I keep saying it. Chris Hall, good to see you, Chris. Welcome aboard. Sim Guy is here. Good to see you, buddy. We're going to be checking this one out. You can pick up SoFly's Bristol Airport. It's over on iniBuilds, £13.99, and we're going to be checking this one out here very shortly indeed. Moving on, Robert is here. Good to see you, bud. Orbex Perth International Airport. I don't know if I covered this, but we'll go again. Orbex is heading west with the newest airport project for Microsoft Flight Sim, Yankee Papa Papa Hotel, Perth International, coming soon for both flights in 2020 and 2024. And the developer calls this a beautifully detailed rendition of Western Australia's busiest aviation hub, set to be another strong entry in Orbex's long-running series of Australian airports. Perth sits on Australia's far western edge, facing the Indian Ocean and serving the country's western gateway. Handling more than 17 million passengers a year, the airport connects Western Australia to the eastern states and also major destinations across Asia, the Middle East and Europe. It's an airport that sees regular movement of A380s, Dreamliners from Emirates, Qantas and Singapore, alongside a steady rhythm of domestic traffic from 737 and A320 aircraft. Perth also powers FIFO operations that fuel Western Australia's mining industry. Airlines like Network Aviation, Cobham and also the Alliance maintain fleets of Fokker 100s, E190s and A320s. They connect Perth with remote airstrips and mining towns scattered across the state. That's pretty cool. Visually, Orbex say simmers can expect a completely updated layout reflecting June 2025 airport changes, including the expanded Terminal 1 International Terminal and the city's striking Skybridge, which links the terminal with nearby facilities. It features full PBR materials, dynamic lighting and custom ground textures. Got some nice pictures here. Interior has been modelled. Night lighting seems a bit off, doesn't it? It's very dark. For an airport, it seems very dark there, doesn't it? Interesting. Let me look. It is nice. Love to see a video of this. Typical Orbex fashion, Perth has been built with an eye for both realism and performance. High-resolution aerial imagery, custom jetways and airside clutter, static aircraft bring it all to life, and it is optimised to work in both 2020 and 2024. It's in beta at the moment, no release date just yet, but yeah, great news for those liking to fly in Australia. Nice. Now, SimPixel, they've just released Naples International Airport, Lima, India, Romeo, November for flights in 2020 and 2024. Naples International Airport, located close to the city of Naples, very close to Mount Vesuvius. Naples is among Italy's most scenic and geographically distinctive airports. SimPixel's version aims to reproduce the environment with detailed modelling and performance optimised visuals. We have a video here. Ooh, we like videos. This one also in association with iniBuilds. Let's have a now look at this and let's see what happens. So, SimPixel Naples has been released for Microsoft Flight Simulator. I've got to say, that looks pretty nice. The night lighting is superb. So, you can pick this up over on the iniBuilds store, priced at £16.99. That's about €20, give or take. And it's available right now. Now, over to hardware, Wing. Wombat, mind the wallet. Winwing have announced a brand new throttle and they've opened orders for the 32 ECAM and AGP metal. Right. I've been watching XP72. I'm a huge fan of Norm and all the stuff that he does, and he's built himself a home cockpit, right? Also, is the CST Gaming. They've done incredible stuff, right? Incredible stuff. Looking at what Wing have done now for all the Airbus stuff, and you can see everyone's streaming it, right? It's incredible with the Airbus lineup. I want to see what they'll do with the Boeing lineup. I mean, I know we have the MCP, but I want to see other bits and bobs there for the Boeing stuff. But this looks really, really cool. They've also announced a brand new throttle. Ooh. And look at the price. It's a combat throttle. 2 throttles, right? And you also have the little flaps or the pulley fellas on the front. They'll lift it over the gate. A couple of buttons on it as well. It does look a little bit small, a little bit narrow, but it looks the job. Not the final version shall prevail. Note, final version shall prevail. So it's not necessarily going to be what we get. The Ursa Minor Combat Throttle Metal is the newest member of the Winwing's Combat Flight Sim hardware suite. And don't forget, lads, Winwing pretty much started off on their consumer level stuff with DCS in mind. It was all combat stuff, right? Yeah, for small hands. Thanks, 2 dogs. Nora says, Murph, is there any 208 besides the in-game default? There's one on the way. There's the 2021 from Black Square, but they're making a new one, you know. The Ursa Minor Combat Throttle Metal, it is looking pretty good. It's also way cheaper than their other throttles that are available on their website. I have a Winwing Orion 2. That's actually on the rig. That's very similar to the Thrustmaster Warthog throttle, except there's way more buttons on the Winwing one. This, however, this looks an awful lot more similar to what I use from Virpil, right? I mean, look what we got. We got hat switches, roller switches, tons of buttons. Yeah, this looks pretty cool. For the price, this looks very, very good indeed. Now, they've also opened up their pre-orders for their Airbus-style hardware, which includes, of course, all the ECAM bits and bobs, right? And, I mean, you can really, really get yourself almost a full A320 cockpit, minus, of course, an overhead for under €1,000, which is friggin' nuts when you think about it, right? Nuts. they're doing some awesome things. The gear, Ecamm, they also have the this new panel coming in. It's already available. Well, it's available for pre-order. And like even the switches, they're not just normal switches. You got to pull them out, and like they're proper stuff, right? Even the gear handle, you got to pull it out in order to be able to move it. You can't force move it when it's locked in place. They're pretty much thinking of everything here. So prices are available. Pre-ordering is done now. You can also see the prices on these units. So this one here is the 32 AGP metal. Like the prices, lads. The prices, like, this is nuts. Crazy stuff. Considering, you know, I mean, I've looked at fully fledged flight sims. I'm looking at like even friggin' MacDo's in the day would have cost maybe 900 or 1,000 euros. Then you get Windwings for like 120, and it works every bit just as good. Crazy, right? Radio and transponder panels, they're probably coming next, Malky. Yeah. But yeah, it has me thinking like I'd much prefer a Boeing cockpit if I was gonna build my own little cockpit. I just prefer Boeing. But for the Airbus, think about it, lads. When it comes to like the throttles, the flaps, the speed brakes, MacDo's, the MCP, EFIS, Ecamm, you're sorted. Like, as I said, you're only short, as Malky says, the radio transponder and also an overhead. It'd be great to see if they'd bring out an overhead. It'll be interesting. Now, thanks to Gibbo for sharing this one. This came up out of nowhere. What if you could take your Honeycomb simulator setup with you? Flight sim essentials like ultra-precise Hall effect sensors, a throttle module, flight controls for flaps, gear and parking brakes, a trim wheel, and even a mechanically linked rudder paddle. This is coming from Honeycomb. You can't play their music. But look at this. Now, they did preview us something at FS Expo in terms of a handheld controller. But, like, look at the cut of this. You've never flown like this before. Full reveal coming soon. Like, looking at it, they're thumbsticks. But, like, is this all on a control pad? That's what it looks like. Oh, Arch NDA. Good to see you, man. Welcome in, Raiders. A very happy Wednesday. Hope you're well. We're just here catching up on the news. This one from Honeycomb, it looks to be like a gamepad controller with all sorts of cool stuff, right? Analog thumbsticks. You got all these push-pull buttons. Myself. Other buttons over here. Lighting. They're your thumbsticks. Underneath, that looks to be. This looks very interesting, doesn't it? As a gamepad, go back one there. Look at the state of this, look. How do we do this like slow motion? There we go. Look what we did here, look. Where was it? I'm back the road here now, Murph. There's like this push-pull thing underneath, look. Look at this crack. That's amazing, isn't it? So, very, very interesting. This does look very good, doesn't it? So, no other news yet, release or prices, but Honeycomb definitely thinking of the console folks. Now, this bit of news I thought was intriguing. This is from Steam. This is potentially a bit of a game changer, right? Because they're working on this gadget called Steam Frame. And what it is, it's a wireless, lightweight VR headset that doesn't have to be just VR. Steam Frame, it's a streaming first wireless VR headset and controls that can handle your whole Steam library. Step into immersive VR or lean back and enjoy your non-VR catalog, and it supports stand-alone play too. We got some videos of people using it. Ooh. So, this, I don't know anything about this, I just saw it. I don't know, is it augmented? I'm not quite sure. But the idea being is, you basically have high resolution screens, you stick it on your head, and you can access your entire Steam library from it. That's huge, huge, right? And if you want to be in VR, great, but you don't have to be. Designed for comfort, easy to use. The headset is lightweight, it's compact, and with a weight balanced front to rear for comfortable experience. It's also easy to just slip on and play with no wires, no setup. No wires and no setup. Where do we get it? High quality streaming first. Streaming can be highly variable, so we prioritize making Steam Frame a stable, high quality experience. Wireless adapter and dual radios. The included plug-and-play 6 GHz wireless adapter provides a dedicated link for both VR and non-VR streaming. Steam Frame dual radios make this connection even more stable. One radio is dedicated to streaming the audio and visuals, and the other connects to your Wi-Fi. 2 dedicated links, no competition for bandwidth. It also has foveated streaming. Foveated streaming is a new feature that optimizes detail where your eyes are looking and typically offers 10 times improvement in image quality and effective bandwidth. Behind the scenes, they're using low latency eye tracking data to help steer the best quality pixels only to where you're looking. And it's all happening without you noticing, and it works for the entire Steam library. So it basically means wherever it's tracking where your eyes are moving, that's where it's loading in the most data. You know what I mean? That's foveated, like that's huge. Jump right into your games. Just wake up the headset and you're gaming. No fuss, no setup. You're good to go. It's very similar to what Apple brought out. Who wants pancakes? Thin and light custom pancake lenses provide edge-to-edge sharpness and a large eye box. Optic features a 2160 by 2160 LCD panel, one per eye, and supported refresh rates are between 72 and 144. Ooh. Seamless audio experience. Steam Frame has high-fidelity audio via dual stereo speakers on each side, and the speakers within each pair are oriented in opposite directions to cancel out vibrations, which can be a tracking system buzzkill. No setup required. It also has camera tracking. 4 high-resolution monochrome cameras provide controller and headset tracking. Infrared LEDs on the outside make tracking great even in dark environments. The VR inputs you would expect. Hang on, we go back one here. Controllers for all your games. Hop between your VR and non-VR games. Steam Frame controllers are designed with a split gamepad layout to work for your whole Steam library. You got trigger buttons, analog sticks, and the old buttons here as well. The controller is tracked in space by headset and comes with all the inputs needed. Capacitive finger tracking enhances immersion. These controls are fully backward compatible and support the full Steam VR catalog. Jesus. Inputs for non-VR games. Steam Frame controllers also have all the familiar inputs you would expect. Non-VR games such as your D-pad and ABXY, thumbsticks, triggers, and bumpers are all where you expect them to be. The magnetic thumbsticks include next-generation magnetic thumbsticks for precision and capacitive finger sensing. These are the same thumbsticks included in Steam Controller. Easy battery access. It's a AA battery offering 40 hours of playtime. Jesus. Supports standalone play too. Steam Frame is a PC. Steam Frame is a PC and it runs Steam OS powered by Snapdragon 8 series processor. It has 16 gigs of RAM. Steam Frame supports standalone play on a growing number of both VR and non-VR games without needing to stream from your PC. So the headset is its own microcomputer. You can have your PC turned off and just use your headset. This is pretty impressive, right? Steam Frame is a PC. It runs Steam OS. Quick suspend, resume, cloud saves, all featured on Steam OS that make for a greater user experience. Just like any Steam OS device, install your own apps, open a browser, do what you want. It's your own PC. Steam Frame verified for standalone games. Just like the Steam Deck and Steam Machine, Steam Frame will have a verified program that helps you see which of your games in the library will work as a standalone. And yes, there's also going to be a developer kit. Ooh. Steam Partner Dashboard. Supplies are limited, but we'll be sending out kits on an ongoing basis. It plays well wherever Steam is. Your Steam Frame headset easily pairs with your Steam controller. You'll even see a virtual Steam controller floating in your VR space. Steam from your PC, laptop, Steam Deck, or even a Steam machine for an immersive experience for any of your favorite games. Okay, so we have IPD adjustment up at the top, camera, volume, expansion port on the front, interesting, an aux button on the side, At the back then, eye tracking, proximity sensor, SD card slot behind the face gasket, IR side, speakers on both sides, arm pivots, and adjustable strap. 16 gigs. It's using a Gen 8 Snapdragon processor. 256 to 1 terabyte storage. Power, rechargeable 21.6 Li-ion battery. Interesting. Doesn't say how long it lasts, does it? Displays are 2160 by 2160, 72 to 144 refresh rate. Let me see here now. It's Wi-Fi 7, 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi and 6 gigahertz VR. Wireless adapter, Bluetooth, audio, speakers, size, weight, operating system. Doesn't say anything about how long the batteries last. This is all new. Pancake lenses. Isn't it very interesting to see something like this? Is there any talk of a price? Did anyone see a price mentioned? I reckon like you've clicked to buy. Haven't seen the prices yet. So here's one for you, right? As a Pimax Crystal user, I use the Pimax Crystal Lite, which gives you incredible clarity in VR. However, it needs wires, it needs software, and it's pretty much running just what you're looking. There is a Pimax store kind of thing, but I've never really used it. This is offering wireless, but not only wireless, this is a standalone computer. It's its own computer, meaning that you can actually fire this thing up and like be watching movies. I mean, that's the idea of this, right? Is it showing you inside it? I mean, you're basically looking into this. This becomes suddenly, you know, you now have like, you know, a massive cinema experience in your eyes. Think about it even for watching movies, right? Watching movies or TV, playing some games, watching Mad Egypts on streams. This is quite incredible. So, a guy who tested the hardware said the Steam machine would be comparable in price or similar. You paid $650 for the Quest. Yeah. Yeah, the wires of the Pimax Lite drives me nuts. Yeah. And because they're heavy, right? They're heavy. At least $350. This is great news for anyone who's into their tech. It's great news because, like, I mean, looking at it, we have to see it, of course. We have to try it out. You know, no point saying this is brilliant. It's a great idea. We need to see the thing in action, right? But, like, not having wires is a major plus. The fact that it has its own built-in PC, that's another major plus. Major stuff, right? You could sit in a coffee shop and watch movies. But the whole idea is you can bring this with you on the go. Think of this on a plane, lads. Yeah, good luck to you. And next thing, because it has its own PC, you can play your local games. Like, this is class. Like, we just need to see details when it's released. So, great stuff, Steam. You know, there's all sorts of head scratching in the world of will there be new next gen consoles and what's happening with this, what's happening with that. You know what I mean? The Quest 2 and 3 does all that too. Does it? That has its own store and you download locally and all the jazz. But did they have 2K screens? Maybe they do. Are we going to fly tonight, Murph? No flying. Well, a little bit, but no group flights tonight, Carnage. 'Tis the news. Now, we were talking about the Black Friday sales, and Virpil are also going to be doing their stuff, and they're offering up to 33% off your order and an extra 5% off when you spend €1,000. Virpil controls. So let's see what we have here in terms of pricing. So the Warbird base, I use this, $189. Now this is ex VAT, so 20% onto each of them, but that's what I use. I'm very happy with that. I think it's awesome. $220. I paid like $280 or something for mine. Anyone who's interested in the Virpil gear, Virpil make excellent gear. However, we all saw the AB6 come out from Moza. So maybe an option is, I mean, if you do like Virpil, maybe have a look at some of their sticks, because the Virpil sticks are compatible with the Moza AB6 and AB9. right? Now, there's other things that that Virpil do, which I love. The control panel and also the throttles. The Mongoose throttle that I have, that's it there. That's 50 quid off. That's a great one. That's a great bit of kit. And they have now since released their new Prime throttle. I haven't tried that one. But the Mongoose, that's what I use here beside me, and it's excellent. It's excellent. The only issue, and I can see there from Chris, the only issue when you buy from Virpil, it ain't going to be fast. It's just not going to be fast, you know? Virpil has taken almost 6 months to get me throttle. Oh, yeah, ordered June, still hasn't shipped. Yeah, like, you know, they've had massive delays and stuff. You got to be careful with that at the moment. Virpil have a massive supply chain problem. US based. It's quick enough in Europe, but even when I ordered it, it was a month, right? And I'm in Europe, right? Just be careful. Maybe check with them first and ask them, drop them an email. Don't just buy blind off their website. Drop them an email and say, hey, I'm interested in buying this. This is where I'm living. What's the lead in time? Because I've seen people cancel orders because, you know, they were told they bought it and then like they were told, yeah, you'll be waiting about 6 months. What? Right? Check with Virpil first. They probably carry a stock of most items anyway, but if there's something in particular, always check with them first. Never kind of buy blind off their website. Because I'm aware that they have delays when it comes to shipping. So just check with them first. They'll tell you. They're not going to lie to you. They're going to tell you out straight. Yeah, this is where we're at. You know, any dealings I've had with Virpil has always been good. But it took me 6 months to get rudder pedals. Yeah. Chris Van Halen, good to see you. Moza is price close. Well, Moza are also going to be doing their Black Friday stuff as well. So, yeah, very interesting stuff. Like, the hardware stuff, lads, has gotten cool. I love that new VR stuff coming from Steam. But, like, my setup at the moment, I mean, I still have... It's all Virpil. And after the event this weekend, that AP6 is going in there because, well, it's incredible. Honeycomb, they're making noises. What was the other crowd? What was the other crowd? They have a fancy name. Nick. What was his name? That guy. We haven't heard much from them. Still waiting on your CDT Aeromax. Ooh. Yeah, Meridian. Yeah. I don't know where they're at. I don't have an awful lot of faith and confidence in them. That's just me because their Flight Sim Expo, that was a fiasco. That was a mess. You know, and there's been nothing really from them since. Nothing. Unless I've missed it, but I've gone looking. I don't see any updates to you. But yeah, they're missing out. They've gone dark again. Yeah, interesting. But anyway, Virpil doing stuff. Moza, of course, Winwing, they're all giving us great options now. Now over to this SayIntentions, who we all love and enjoy using their product. Last week or the week before, I covered an article after chatting with Brian, and Brian was saying, Murph, you wouldn't believe it, like we expected prices to come down. They haven't come down yet, right? And what they were doing at the time, SayIntentions was saying, listen, if you subscribe before the 1st of November, we will honor the current prices. And for anyone who's already a member, you guys don't get any increases. It's granted. This will only affect new customers, right? And they were going to put it up, I think it was $4 a month on their subscription charges. And no one likes to see price increases, but I think the biggest takeaway from that was SayIntentions were like, we're going to keep our, we're going to offer people our current prices if they sign up before this date. All right, fair enough. What's happened now over the last week, they've been able to lower the prices. Huh? Wait till you hear this. They have announced a change to the pricing structure. It reverses a recent increase, but it also sets a new lower rate for all customers. So, chatting to Brian about this, he said, like, things don't necessarily get heated, but like they just had a good day at the negotiation desk because they were able to get a large-scale vendor agreement in place that has reduced infrastructure and AI provider costs. And as a result, SayIntentions said, brilliant, we're going to stop the price increase. In fact, we're going to go now and offer a lower rate. Anyone who has been charged the higher rate, SayIntentions are going back to you. They'll credit you, right? They'll get all that tidied up. They're being very transparent about this. The new pricing takes place immediately for new and existing customers. SayIntentions say all users who were recently billed $23.95 will automatically receive an account credit for the difference relative to the new price, and customers who prefer a direct refund instead of credit are instructed just drop them an email. They'll get that credited back to you. I think that's just the right way to do things. They were very transparent about the price increases, and then they grandfathered the original prices, and now they've managed to secure a new deal, and they have instantly rolled it back. Instantly. They could have easily waited to the new year, say nothing, grand, you know, keep going there, right? They didn't. They instantly came back and said, right, listen, we got a lower price, push it out right now. That's great to see, lads. That's good customers. That's great customer service. It's great to see. So, for annual subscribers, the company say all accounts will receive a prorated credit based on the new rate for the remaining duration of their subscription. The adjustment is applied automatically, with credits expected to appear by the 14th. And SayIntentions reiterate that the announcement that no action is required from customers. The updated pricing is set as a standard rate. It's not presented as a limited time promotion. The company also restates it's committed to pass on any future cost reductions to its subscribers. The new $18.95 monthly plan is available now for all SayIntentions customers, both new and existing. You can also try the service out for free for 24 hours. If you've never tried SayIntentions before, I highly recommend you give it a blast. Get the free trial, 24 hours. There's no obligation to pay and buy after that. Just give it a go for 24 hours. That 24 hours will give you access to all the cabin crew, the entourage stuff, ATC, traffic injection. It'll also give you access to SkyOps. And I was doing SkyOps flights the other day. It can inject scenery in. You can do cargo missions, search and rescue. Pretty cool, right? Pretty cool. The Limbic says, my understanding from a few other places, the AI market is about to crash because of over-investment and reduce uptake, plus a few other things. Good on SayIntentions for taking advantage of it. Yep. SayIntentions set a new bar in transparency. Yeah, I think so, Arch. They're very clear about it. It's great to see this, you know. SayIntentions are now cheaper than your Netflix, and your Netflix is going up way past SayIntentions. Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? I don't think traffic is in the free deal. Is it not, Malky? Okay, well, it might be just... I thought it was. But if it's not, if you want traffic injection, it's there. Try it for 24 hours. Try out the infrastructure. If it doesn't have traffic... I thought it had, but if it doesn't, it doesn't. Right? But it's very good. Just try it. It's free to try, lads. If you're into your flight simming, maybe you haven't gone the VATSIM route, but you're thinking about it, give it a blast. Give it a blast. It's free for 24 hours. Make sure you sign up when you know you have time to use it, and just have fun with it. It's great. It's brilliant. It's far more than just ATC, and that's what I love about SayIntentions. Do you know what I mean? But anyway, that was great news. Now, Pimax, they've begun a Black Friday discount on VR headsets, including free shipping, savings, and free Microsoft Flight Sim coins. We touched base on this last week, but it's now started. A 3% discount or 80 Simverse coins. Additionally, Pimax Crystal Light is $70 off up until the 20th of November, which is interesting. And where was this now? Like, what is the price of a Pimax? Hang on now. Pimax Crystal. What is the current retail price of this? Crystal Light. Shop now. Total price, excluding tax, €825. You give them 579 up front, and then you give them 214 quid after 14 days, or within 14 days. Right? Now, I will say the clarity of this headset is incredible. And when this first released, this was over 1,000 quid. So this has come down in price. This is the very headset unit. This is the very headset unit that I have, right? But this is nothing what Steam are showing. You ended up paying about €1,100. Yeah, they had huge issues, Muse, with the pricing. It wasn't clear. They've now tidied it all up, you know. So they're saying, look, the total price, excluding tax. Do the maths here, Murphy. It's still going to be about 1,100. A25 multiplied by 1.23%. It's €1,020. Or depending whatever tax rate you guys have. We've like 23 out here. So it's listed without VAT, you know. I would say pull the handbrake on this and wait till you hear more about that Steam frame thingy. I'm just saying. But if you're hard to set on a VR headset, I recommend the Crystal Light because it is very, very good. Very good quality, clarity. It's amazing, you know. Where's this now? Prime fee. Don't know what they mean by that. Payable after receiving the headset and a 14-day trial through Pimax Play. Don't know. All you need to know is it's A25 plus tax, so it's 1,100 quid. 900 quid euro from Aerosoft. Really? But does that mean then you need to buy other stuff from Aerosoft? You know what I mean? Pimax? That's the super. Yeah, but that's without taxes though, isn't it? They're doing 4% off. That's hilarious. Price includes VAT plus shipping. Okay. Buy it from Aerosoft to save yourself 100 and odd euro. That's mad. Rob, good to see you. Now I don't know then, do you need to buy software after that? I don't know. Send Zith the €100 finder's fee. Come on, Zith! You're back in the wheel. Interesting stuff. But anyway, so yes, this is all the news and Say Intentions which we covered. Thought it was great news, so fair play to them. There is information over there if you want to read a little bit more. I'll shout it into the chat there now. Well, where's this? Onry Tech have announced DCS Balkans map. Third-party developer behind the DCS Cine map has announced its next project is going to be the Balkans. The announcement was made in the latest Eagle Dynamics newsletter. Additionally, key military airfields in Italy, Serbia, Croatia, Bosnia and Herzegovina, and also other regional countries are being created. And the newsletter specifically mentions Aviano Air Base in Italy, home to the US Air Force 31st Fighter Wing. It's also a small little civilian one as well. Look at that, look. Some of the details on the way for DCS. Looks very pretty. It's great to see more maps and modules being added. Do you know? That's mad looking, isn't it? Look at the water details there. That's awesome. Merv, have you used Open Kneeboard with your VR setup? I haven't, Hermit. I have not. I must look into it though. The map will feature a variety of landscapes, including the Adriatic coastline, mountain ranges such as the Dinaric Alps and the Apennines, and deep forest valleys. Ooh. It's going to be awesome. Now, news here now. Our last bit of news, Firefly Air, our beloved virtual airline, which is free to join. If you don't know what it's all about, just ramble over to twotonemurphy.com. You'll see Firefly Air. It's a virtual airline. And the lads have just now launched the South African hub. It's now fully operational. The routes are in there, and you can kind of see it here on the map, just how many different routes that they've created. Cape Town, including one out to the Antarctic. They've done an incredible amount of work here. You can do anything from your duty schedule, ad hoc missions have been included, and of course you have all your company routes in there as well. So great news altogether for those of you wishing to fly with Firefly Air. And as I say, we are approaching 1,000 pilots, and because 6 knots on the lads are absolutely mad, when we get to 1,000 pilots, they are creating a very special route that we can all take part in. Isn't that class? That is the actual route. You'll be able to download this, pop it in, and you go flying. And well, right. So that's a little step into the background of what's going. We're very, very close onto 1,000 pilots, which is phenomenal news. What started out as what we thought was just going to be, you know, a few of us flying online. So yeah, very, very interesting. We have, as of this moment in time, right, we have 999 pilots. That's absolutely incredible. 201,000 flights since May of 2022. It is absolutely incredible, lads. And it's every flight that you do. It logs your flights. You can share photos. You can see all the information that goes across over on Discord. You can see, you know, takeoff and landing, all the jazz is there. We've the new bot working. We were using an older bot for a long time. I've since put in a new bot, which is now fully functioning, and we can see the story in here. So when you do all your flights, you'll see a flight has been departed. Hang on, we have flight finished. Here we go. So Robert did a flight there, taking off out of Minneapolis. And you can see fuel on departure, the aircraft he flew, the landing rate, all the summary information. It tracks your departure and your arrival, you know. Does the 1,000 pilot get anything, Murph? They'll say welcome. We'll do the whole Ryanair thing, you know. But yeah, it's awesome, and it's all free. It's all free. Like it's we've done some amazing things in this community when people work together. Free things. It's just incredible to see. So massive thanks to all the lads working on the Firefly Air admin team and liveries, you know, all the there's just a ton of stuff. Custom scenery, custom liveries, all the different routes. We're a very laid back, easygoing airline. You know, you can fly missions, you can fly any aircraft anywhere, anytime you want. You can use the duty schedule, whereby you just say, hey, I have 2 hours and I want to fly, and I don't want a leg to be longer than, say, 50 miles. The duty schedule will get you covered, you know? But anyway, thus concludes the news. And, well, while we're here, what we're going to do, we're going to check out this machine in a moment. I want to have a quick look around the updated iniBuilds Honolulu here in Hawaii. They released this earlier on in the year. I was very much impressed by it. Beautiful airport, tons of detail. I couldn't get over the size. It's a huge airport. It includes cargo, FBOs, maintenance, and military, along with the normal civilian commercial stuff. Loads of different static objects and elements. The taxiways, the night lighting here is absolutely sublime, and it's just a huge facility, and they've now got it fully working in flights in 2024, whereby if you loaded it in prior to the update, there was a couple of glitches here and there. So iniBuilds said, right, we're going to fix that, and they fixed it. So if you haven't already grabbed it, I highly recommend this airport, because it is just an awesome destination, flying to Honolulu. You can pretty much land anything you want here, and there's a lot of great detail here as well. I mean, I'm just panning around the place, but like you can see it, the sheer size of it, from the FBOs, the maintenance areas. I mean, we've got the tower over there as well. That's modelled. You have the US Air Force stuff down the corner here, right? Like there's an absolute barrel load of stuff. And the whole area, the whole region is surrounded in some of the best photogrammetry I've seen. It is quite incredible here. So Hawaiian Airlines, you can see their maintenance hub over here, right? And of course it uses everything from the ini manager, or the INI manager, meaning that you can turn things off, turn things on, and because this has been updated to 2024, it's using some of the new features. It's not a standalone 2024 version. This is a compatible or compatibility mode, but it is working. I'm getting great performance, and I'm sure we'll see a fully fledged native 2024 Honolulu at some stage. But yeah, short hop out to Pearl Harbor. Joe Mack, good to see you, buddy. Hope you're well. Sergeant Sausages is in the house. Welcome aboard. But yeah, it's just in an absolutely beautiful location, and as I say, the you know, the photogrammetry here, it's incredible, absolutely incredible, you know. So there's into the tower here, like it's all modeled, and it's just a class location. Do you know what I mean? It's huge. It's absolutely huge. I couldn't get over the size of it. So flying in and out of Honolulu, it's just going to be a special thing. Performance is very good despite the size of the airport, and it is massive. The performance here is very, very good indeed. So yeah, lads, I highly recommend this one, and it's great to see that iniBuilds gave it that new kind of blast of life in terms of compatibility. So it is working fully in 2024, which is just awesome, because you know, it's when you see an airport released and you know you like it, you like flying in and out of there, and then you know when the new sim came in, you're like, oh, do you know what I mean? So yeah, Hawaiian now flying under the wait, are they? Jesus. Daniel K, is it Inoi or Inoyu? Actually, there's Marta there now, look. Right. Lads, I found an issue. She's standing out there just catching some airtime. In a way. Okay, sweet. So, yeah, check it out. And like, even at the terminal as well, they have all these gardens done. It's gorgeous, the detail iniBuilds put into their stuff. Easy now, Murph. Not class looking, isn't it? Beautiful. And we have interiors and all the jazz there in some of the places. They use that plexiglass stuff as well, but there's also interiors for a lot of them as well. It's cool. It's a great airport. Highly recommended. Now, over to our aircraft. This one from Carenado, the Beech Premier 1 Alpha. So we're going to get up close and personal with this to give you an idea. Should this be in your virtual hangar? It's available right now over on the marketplace. Comes with a number of liveries. The detailing, well, you're going to know visuals here from Carenado. There's very little to complain about. Visually, this is stunning. Carenado just have beautiful modelling. Right, and it is. It's a very cool looking jet for sure. And we have plenty of 2024 nativeness in terms of the walk around, the remove before flight items, the static elements as I call them. Nice rain cover there and sun visor. Engine covers, of course, that are there protecting those Williams engines. But some of the details in this aircraft I was very well impressed with. Do you know, like when you get into details here, look at the friggin' hinges, look. And the push buttons. Ah, look! I found a bug! I don't know how many times I've said this. The level of my genius, it's frightening. So I bet you on this side they're grand, but the far side they're shagged. Yep. Carenado. You can take Carenado out of Flight Sim, but you can't take... Wait. You can take... No, I don't know what I'm going to say there. But anyway, they're reversed. The good thing is, though, they didn't do it on the... They didn't do it on the fuel tanks. They're all facing the correct way, which was always kind of a Carenado issue. But we found one little bug. That's brilliant, right? But anyway, let me see what we're going to do here. We're currently inside the aircraft. We're going to jump out, and I'm going to show you some of the features we have outside, right? So if we walk up to areas, we can actually open a lot of the doors. We can see our baggage area. Remove our chocks here. So nicely detailed, right? Close that. We can move our pitot cover. Moving across the front now, we can actually open up and inspect the battery and the avionics bay. And there's nothing clickable in here, but I just thought it was nice that they have all of this modelled, right? Which is very nice. It does nothing, but it looks nice. Remove the tarp over the top there, and chocks are already gone. I don't know what other panels we can open here. I doubt we can do the fuel. No. Leading edge is very nice. The lights are beautiful on this. Those LED lights, they're stunning. You can move the ailerons, try and move the flaps. I don't think we can move any of these buttons. The engine cowlings here. Oil. Yeah, look at the state of that. I didn't even know I could do that. So we can open the bottom part of the engine, and the engine is modelled, look. That's pretty cool, lads. That's a nice bit of detail, right? Beautiful. Move now towards the rear of the aircraft. Don't think we can open this. No. We can open this, I'd say. Yes. So we have a cargo pod. It's all very nicely detailed. We can do the same here with the other engine. I don't think we can get the top cowling opened. It's enough to look in and check it out, though. It's pretty cool, right? Can you leave them open? No. As soon as you get back in the aircraft, everything automatically closes, which is annoying to say the least, especially with the door. As soon as we open the door, when this opens, look at the door even. Look at the way the bottom folds away from it as well. And you'll see that now in a second when we move the flaps. But as soon as you clip that, you're immediately put inside the aircraft without pressing another button, and then it closes. I don't like that. Carenado need to fix that. And they haven't bothered with an EFB of any description with these aircraft, which is another bummer, right? But anyway, welcome to the flight deck. And from in here, we'll go exploring. So it's using the Collins Pro line equipment. Couple of buttons here that we can mess with. Nothing much else we can do. We can't lift up the side bins here. The overhead, fairly basic, straightforward. Our main lighting. And the lighting is pretty nice in this. Windows, I don't think we have any blinds we can operate. No blinds. Oh, no, we do. I lie. We have blinds. It was hidden. Okay, well, that's a nice touch. the fact that we have blinds, right? Nice, nice. We'll want to move these out of the way now. Go back to where you came from. Yep, you devil you. And away you go. Now, into the cabin. Ooh! Look at the state of in here. Now, you're limited in terms of what's clickable, right? None of the presses or any of that jazz open. However, you do have your tray table. Where it sounds. You can open and close the window blinds. Single click. But it's nice that they added that in. And you can also activate the interior light switches as well. And then moving towards the back where we have nothing. But some configurations they'd put a jacks in there, or you know, extra cargo or whatever. But people were saying in the preview shots the seats didn't look all that good. I gotta tell you lads, the detail on them, it is superb. Look at it, like that's superb texturing and stuff, isn't it? It's gorgeous. It's 27 CP. It's like 27 quid on the marketplace. So let's get some power into the machine and let's figure out what it can do, shall we? So let me see. Landing gear lights. Landing gear is down. Parking brake is on. Master battery on. Gens are off. Avionics A can come up. You hear those avionics fans starting to come alive. Down here then we have our fuel shut off and engine. I think she's using FADEC. Engine ignition ECU. No, I don't think it's FADEC. What do we have here? Booster pumps, electrical system.
TAWS system test. Okay.
Temperature control from the environmental. We can move all of that. Nothing. You can't use that with the oxygen. Annunciator panel, backup instruments. This is all part of the Pro line. FMS text incompatible. Position initialization. Some of these pages don't work. Let me see. Delete that. We can't, so select that. I can't put stuff in here. We have to go to the flight plan, and then you can start putting in your routing and all your bits and bobs. So your flight plan, the legs page, departure and arrival, performance. You can do a little bit when it comes to our menu here. So there's a bit of stuff going on here, right? Data link frequencies are there. Radio stuff. We'll probably put radio on the right hand side, and we can put our legs page if we were going to program that. That could be on your left hand side as well. And then when it comes to our screens, well, we can do a bit of stuff over here. So we can edit what we see on our screens, which is a nice touch. So we have our menu, and we can go for a couple of different... Gesundheit, I sneezed. You can go for a couple of different options here. Rows, arc, present position, and all the jazz. And you just move to say which one you want. So if we wanted an arc, for example, go ahead and click that. Doesn't seem to work. Interesting. Next. Map source from the FMS1. Yes. Do we want NextRad? Yes, we can say give us NextRad. Overlays, map symbols, they're all there as well. So there's a bit of stuff, right? Chart access, I don't see anything for that. And we have an escape key then as well. Right, onto our overhead. Let me see. Instrument panels, go ahead and bring these up. Instrument floods, bring these up. As I say, the lighting in this is quite nice. Where's my mouse gone? Here we go. Indirect lights. Just want to bring these up a little bit so you can see. It also does the annunciator tests. Let me see. Stall shaker. So that's nicely done. Airspeed, landing gear. So they've done a bit, right? Rico, nav, and wing. Go ahead and bring those up. They've done a fair bit. So what are we saying? Hit menu to leave the sub menu. Menu. Yeah, menu or escape, either or. Yeah, either or. Right, so let's power this up and see what happens, right? So we have booster pumps left and right are on. Ice protection, I think they're on by default, or they're set to auto. So let me see. We need to put on our ignition right hand side. ECU, they're bugged. I can't move those, but we can't hit the starter. So engage the starter. We should see some life coming into the engine. Then we'll horse in the fuel. No. So maybe it just wants fuel straight away. What am I forgetting, lads? ITT, fuel, started engaged, fuel on. Huh. Have I done something stupid? Fuel. In terms of power? Mud Dog, good to see you. We just want to start up the... We'll press and hold it. Alright, disengage that for a second. Let's try that again with the fuel open. Press and hold. What are we forgetting? Booster pumps are on. Standby power? Hardly. Oh wait now, why is everything reading 0? Why is the battery dead? Oh, battery's not dead. Jesus, we've broken it. Idle. We found a bug. Between cutoff and idle, there was nothing, but from idle, you have to put it in idle.
System test. Okay.
Alright. Right side coming up.
Dreamy, sleepy, nighty, snoozy, snooze.
Very strange, right? Left side engage. So it has to be in idle. You can't start it with the fuel cut off. There's no spool and then fuel. Alright. Alright, left side is spooling. Alright, generator's on. Test the generators left and right. We're good. Ignition arm. Starter disengaged. We can't turn off any of the trim switches. We can move the trim, but we can't do anything with that. Pressurization lift dump. Okay, seems to work. Interesting sound. Anti-skid comes on. And we will put on our pedo. Interesting sounds. Let's have a now listen outside. Are we ready? Mind your ears. Eddie, good to see you, buddy. No, there's no EFB at all. No EFB at all. Even using the default, there's nothing here separate for this aircraft. So everything you have is in the aircraft. Them sounds aren't terrible at low idle. They're not terrible. Now, I want to show you this. This is a nice feature of the airplane, right? So see the flaps, right? These are interesting. Because you're probably saying, Murph, how do the flaps move? Because like the fuselage is in the way. Check it out. See, a door opens beneath it. That's mad, isn't it? Just a feature of the airplane, but like, in order to get the flaps fully down, this little door opens. And it clips a tiny little bit, but it's still pretty cool looking, isn't it? I thought that was a nice touch. Right. Off the brake. The good news is, something like this, the performance is always going to be pretty good, right? You're just not going to have any issues with performance. Any old runway now, Murph will do. Bleed air system is on. Pressurization is on. Talk about a rigging nightmare for mechanics, right? Imagine the door getting stuck. Yeah, yeah. Seems like a bad design. Pilot Peely, good to see you. It's weird, isn't it? Now, there is a terrain radar which we can use, which is kind of nice. TCOS. Traffic, VOR, format. Alright. Radar, we can turn on or off. There's a bit going on here. It's a little bit soulless, but there's a bit going on, right? Right, let's see what happens. Park and brake off. Power coming in. Engine stable. Toga. There's a lot of like non-functioning buttons I'm not a terrible fan of. Hey Wombat, good to see you, buddy. A little bit sensitive on the ground. 80 knots. 100. Oopsie daisy. Pause, they're ready to climb. Gear coming up. Gear indicates up. Flaps in. Yaw dampener on. Ease back some of the power. Bit of trim. It trims well. Let's ramble over this way a bit. Ooh. It's a pretty little thing, isn't it? Alright, watch the trim here, watch the speed. Let's make it night time, give you an idea of the owl ambiance. There we go. Something doesn't look right to me. Why is it so dark? Beautiful lighting back here. Why is it so freaking dark up here? Like all our lights are overhead, look. Really? Is that a bug? Okay, so there's a bit of a bug going on. Instrument floods. Indirect. Turn these guys off. So I had to hit the L key to fire up the lights. instrument floods, instrument panel, indirect lights, co-pilot displays, pilot displays. The lighting is nice. It just seemed a little bit bugged out though. Pretty lighting. The lighting on the wings are absolutely gorgeous, look. They're done very well, aren't they? Look at the detail on them. That's very good. Yeah, it's a bit comparable to the Phenom 100, sure. Nice lighting. Decent lighting. And then, as I say, the cabin lighting is very good as well. Now, what if I turned off the cabin lighting? Watch. Cabin overhead. Now you're talking. So it has like this aisle lighting, and then we can go ahead and turn on and off individual switches as well. Wherever the shag they were. Where were they? Aha. So yeah, it's a nice, it's a very nice environment at nighttime, isn't it? It's a nice environment. All right, back to day. Mind your eyes. So there you have it. Carenado's entry into the business jet world of Microsoft Flight Simulator, and they've brought us the Beech Premier 1 Alpha. What do you think of it, lads? It's a very pretty looking machine, and like Carenado visuals, they're never ever going to disappoint. There's a bit of functionality with it, but I just think there's no the fact that they've no EFB. The thing is a little bit soulless to me, which is a pity, because I mean, you know, it's a fine airplane. So it's very much, yeah, it's pretty, but it's Carenado. That's kind of where it's at. Like, for anyone looking forward to upcoming business jets, you will soon see, you know, there's a lot of business jets currently in development for the sim. Now, business jets are cool. I also note that there's no spoilers on this or speed brakes. Maybe you didn't need them. But yeah, like it's a beautiful looking aircraft. And performance-wise, doesn't seem to be too bad either. You will have to adjust your control curves because it's very giddy. So you need to dial in your own, you know. Sounds aren't great. They're all right. I've heard worse. You know. Yeah, you can use this in career mode, which that's pretty cool. I don't think you should be able to roll these. Right, so like the flight characteristics, yeah, like it's not a pinch of salt. It's like you get a bucket of salt and stand in it, right? But you dial the settings in yourself. I think you're going to have some nice flights in this thing. And I do like the, you know, they've added in some of the tests. The shaker's done very, very well. Oxygen pressure, there's a lot of stuff you just can't use. There's a lot of unclickable things there, which I'm not a fan of. But apart from that, it ain't bad. Like, that's supposed to be a three-way switch. They've only done a two-way switch. Like, it's Carenado, you know what I mean? I like it a lot. Most of the stuff works. I have to manually input everything, which can be annoying, but it was cheap enough. The cockpit sounds were a bit off for me. Yeah. Typical C-tier dev. Well, I mean, Carenado are, you know, they're one step. Okay, they're very strong in visuals. Very strong. I mean, they're up there with some of the best of them. When it comes to the systems, though, they're really only a step above kind of default aircraft, you know? Oh, Max, yeah, looks awesome, doesn't it? Looks awesome, buddy. But flying around Hawaii, lads, as I say, like with you know, you look at the state of the place. It's absolutely gorgeous, you know. Carenado are default in in a lot of cases they are, yeah. Yeah, but look at it. Hopefully this has helped sway you one decision or another. If you were interested in the aircraft, hopefully this hopefully this stream has helped you kind of make a decision before parting with your hard-earned cash. That's why we do what we do.
Hello
so
there.
moving on, something different now, lads. Let me see. Gorgonzola, thank you very much indeed for the follow. Right, I need to press buttons and loud noises are going to happen. Are we ready, friends? Murphy's going to wreck the kip. There's a loud button. So this, friends, is a Stream Deck XL. And it's an Elgato Stream Deck. And I've put me west and odd east, or odds and evens, because I'm always getting those wrong. That's what it says in the little white stickers down the bottom. Now, with the Stream Decks, with all the hardware that's now available in the world of Microsoft Flight Simulator, you know, if you buy all the Airbus stuff, well, you're kind of lost then if you're going to be flying in a Boeing. If you buy all the Boeing stuff, well, you're kind of lost if you want to go in an Airbus. If you buy, you know, military stuff, well, you're going to be kind of lost using that hardware if you want to fly something like a Cessna. So what do you do, you know, to find a nice kind of in-betweener moment? Well, a Stream Deck, I think, and I'm not affiliated to Elgato, I just like their stuff. When it stops working now, you know, I'm the first one to say, but I'm a huge fan of what Elgato have done, not only on all the streaming gear that I use, but their streaming decks. The Stream Deck is an incredible bit of hardware because you can use it in Microsoft Flight Simulator or any sim, and you can use it for your PC as well. Now, we've done reviews in the past of using Elgato when it comes to Microsoft Flight Sim. And that was setting up your own profiles and some buttons, whatever else. But if you wanted to go and look at a bespoke hand-built flight panel solution. And I know you can make your own, right? But if you want something of like that higher quality, a higher tier, well, that's what we're going to have a look at now because it is called flight panels, right? So I'm going to plug this gadget in. And hopefully that just sits in without, you know, there we go. There we are, we're all plugged in. And I'll bring it up on the screen to show you what I'm using, right? So we're going to load in now with a different aircraft. We're going to go in the Fenix A320. And we're going to load into Bristol because we need to check out Bristol. Echo Delta Delta Golf. No, it's not. Echo Golf Golf Delta. There we go. Right, into Bristol we go. And we'll park, I don't know where we'll park, onto the gate, I suppose. And flight conditions. Bring it back to the time of day. And let's load everything in. So there's two things we're looking at here. Yes, we're going to go for a mope around Bristol Airport because I know you want to see that. And this is from SoFly. So let it all load in. Log me into Fenix because we're using the Fenix, but I'm very excited to show you these panels, right? So give it a second. Okay, everything looks good here. Should be good there. That looks good there. Now, are my buttons working? This is the main question I need to ask. Yes, it is. All right. So we'll come back to the Fenix now in a moment. Let's look at Bristol. So Bristol Airport, this is the most up-to-date rendition of the airport. And half of the airport is actually a friggin' construction site at the moment as they're carrying out works here, right? So we have vehicles approaching. That's all okay. That's just DSX. Let's go off and have a look at the facility that is Bristol. So we'll do a far away shot and then we'll get up close and personal and start having a look at all the things. So here's the layout. We got beautiful runway lights leading us in. Approach lighting is all there. There is tracks done around the entire facility as well. You have your overflow car parking. You can see there's a ton of cars parked down there, and this can all be controlled using the SoFly app that you can install with this as well. You can turn off things like the people or turn them down. Same with the vehicle traffic and all that sort of jazz. Now, Bristol being interesting, you have the commercial airport on one side, then you have the general aviation area over on the other side. It's also home to a flight school here as well. So if we get up close and personal and figure out what we're looking at, we'll start at the very beginning, because they're building here at the moment, right? Half the airport is actually a construction site because they're working on the whole place here now. And SoFly have captured all of this. Now, usually when I look at airports to review, the first thing I do, I go onto Bing Maps or Google Maps. That's the first thing I do. I go off and figure out and say, right, how close is there, right? Or how close are they when it comes to different sceneries? And I gotta say, this is very accurate based on what I've seen online, right? So we'll go in and have a look. They have a construction site there. There's multiple vehicles. They're all busy working away on the new car parks, right? So they've modelled all of that in there to give you that presence of it, right? And of course, they've other things. They've buses and they've cars and they've all the jazz around the area as well. Bristol Airport. All right. So anyone who's from this region or knows it well, which would be Stu, that I know of, will let us know the crack, Stu, of how this is in terms of accuracy. All right. Now, what's amazing here is SoFly have included all their sounds. So you'll have like these environmental sounds, but hear them now in a moment. And you can walk into all these areas as well. So level 4 parking, you see there's M&S signs. If we were in walking mode, see the doors that open, right? The doors open, right? And you can just see what's going on in the different areas. They've modelled people. There's people waiting on buses, look. Car parking. So that's all up this neck of the woods here, all right? I didn't see any Skodas, no, I'm very upset. So if we head over towards the terminal, right? Doors open, isn't it mad? And we go across this new sky bridge that they're working on. Well, very well. Down the steps. A whole load of people. And we're going to ramble into, well, the departures area. Or do we have to go to the departures or the arrivals? I don't know. Do you hear all the sounds? So this is the departures area. TUI, EasyJet are here as well. And there's great detail on the boards and that. You can read exactly where people are going. Dublin! All right. So we'll continue to explore. Loads of interior details here. It's pretty cool, right? It's looking pretty accurate, says Light Bison. I love the way they've added in their eco sounds. Up the steps here now. This is into the check-in area. Going through security. Everyone's favourite bit of stuff. Right. Now, I don't think you can walk through any further. So we'll go around the corner here and check it out, right? Zappel says it's spot on. Ooh. Okay, so we've more stuff happening over this side, but we'll go over here, look. And all the different terminals that, well, you're in the terminals, but like they seem to be all, Jesus, you can't go into some of them because they expect you to be in first person mode. You know the crack with drone cameras, you know? Oh, you devil you. So there's people down here and we've people up here, right? But if you look at the layout, see the way you have these building stuff And then they've extended it out to the front. I thought this was mad because it looks like it was just an extension, right? Because you have the Bristol Airport sign there, and then you have a new one here. Mad, isn't it? It's looking quite good so far. I'll give my final opinion when I look on Saturday morning. Oh, you're flying out of Bristol on Saturday morning, Stu. Nice, okay. So the interior and all that is done. And the sounds are what make it. It's amazing what sound does into the scenery. You know what I mean? So looking around on the air side, well, you got plenty of... I'm stuck in the lamppost. You've plenty of stuff with like all the ground clutter.
This is a final call for all remaining passengers travelling with Ryanair on flight 7307 to Vienna. Please proceed
to Vienna. And as you move away, the sound goes, right? So you have tons of little vehicles and all, like, there's loads of stuff going on, right? And as I say, in the wintertime, it's snow. They're going to be out moving around, ploughing the place. It's pretty cool, right? Now, what else do we have? Come on up here towards the tower. There's Aviation House.
Oh, Jesus.
Here's entry into the tower. It's mad, isn't it? I love the...
Descend 6,000 feet, 1017, Roger, you want to get a mine.
That's deadly, isn't it? Don't think we can go down the way. And then we've more stuff up here. There's more... These are all extended boarding areas. That's the arrivals. Alright. There's music playing. Anyway. Wait, sure, was your man dancing, sure? See the way the doors open when you get up close to them? Isn't that mad? Ah, how are you, Johnny? Let's go this way. No, I don't think GSX has an impact on them. Why not dance if he's happy in his job, yeah? So you hear all the ambient airport sounds up here, listen. I heard them earlier. Were they down here? Maybe they're down here. But they're just like ambient airport sounds. It's a huge runway. Alright, so we'll ramble over now towards where the GA stuff is. I don't know what to do over here. Is it maintenance or something? They're missing where the firefighting training stuff is. I imagine that needs to be put in there. Because that's missing. And then we go over here. This is where the flight school is in the GA side of the house. Which is pretty cool. Now, there was another version of Bristol that was done, and it was done by UK 2000, if I remember correctly. And some of the features they put in, they weren't bad. But obviously, you know, it wasn't as detailed, if you like, as this area. Not a single Skoda. Well, Jesus then. Callum, there's going to be words. Yeah, looks good. Well, check out the night lighting now. And maybe, just for the sheer crack of it, And let's see how everything appears with some rain and nighttime. Here's the sounds, you hear them? Drizzle and bristle. Not the brightest of, not the brightest, right? FD is here, good to see you. Murphy, how can I change multiplayer model matching for other players while in flight? You can use... Thank you very much indeed for the super chat, buddy. You can use FS... you can use Join FS. That is the program that allows you to change what other people look like, but you can only change the ones that are also using Join FS. You can use the model matching software, but you can't change it live in mid-flight. The only gadget you can do that with is using Join FS. So ! Join FS. That'll show you a video of what you need to grab. The lighting's okay. Like it's quite dark out here. Like there should be a lot more light, regardless of the weather. It's just very dark, isn't it? In some areas. Other areas it's pretty good. Like out here, them lights are perfect. But the terminal and the tower, everything just seems dark, doesn't it? What do you think, lads? I mean, it's a compelling scene. I mean, it looks the part, but it just seems a little bit dark. I mean, I can brighten it up, but like... It does look pretty good though, doesn't it? Like, the model work they've done is superb. Down there now. Can we do something here with the L weather? Little bit. It just seems a little bit dark, doesn't it? Like it's good and bright over here. Like the airport terminal, I would have thought would have had just a little bit more light coming out of it. Do you know what I mean? It might just be Bristol. Ernie, good to see you, buddy. Like I'm sure it's grand once we get inside. No, it's not. Yeah, that's too dark. So I imagine they have a patch for that. It's too dark, like, do you know?
Hello there.
So maybe they have an update. If they haven't already updated this, I'll have a chat with them. Because other areas are fine, but other areas are not as fine. So I imagine the night lighting needs a little bit of a plug, you know. Let me see. Rovinium is such a nice scenery. Ooh. That was you changing the brightness. Yeah, no, so like default brightness is that. This is default. That's too dark. I can brighten it up doing this. Know what I mean? But yeah, no, I'll talk to them. Because the trailer lighting I saw was way better. Runway lighting is bang on. Taxiway lighting is bang on. And like, look at that slope you have here at Bristol as well. Look, Jesus. The runway just slopes right down there. Look, you see that? That's awesome looking. That's cool looking. See the slope of the runway. You had your hands over your eyes. Very good. Yeah, it requires a little bit of tweakage, but they'll, like SoFly, they'll do it. They're very good. They're very good at getting updates out. Do you know? So yeah, it's impressive. It is impressive. It's a beautiful little scenery, and I would say it is the most detailed rendition we have of Bristol in the sim. You know. Now we'll do something like this. We'll keep the out lighting down a little bit low, right? Because next up, we're going to have a look at flight panels, right? So over to the website, flight panels, flightpanels.io. Basically, you can purchase panels that will work on your Stream Deck, be it the XL, standard Stream Deck, Stream Deck Plus. You have a whole load of options, right? And their newest, latest and greatest is that for the A3XX. Now that's like a bundle, or you just get it as a standalone. They're €28.95, or they're close. Usually around $25, give or take, right? So, for example, if we have a look at the one for the Citation, this works with the Stream Deck XL, right? But the point I'm making here, you might say, Jesus Murph, they're wild expensive. They're not cheap, but I think the quality is very good, right? And I'm going to show you now in a second. And the whole point of what I'm trying to say about these things, right? When you consider, okay, a Stream Deck, now you can get a virtual Stream Deck, but they work better, obviously, with the hardware. You have a Stream Deck, and you say to yourself, right, okay, I want to use this now in my flight sim, because I don't want to spend loads of money on, other hardware that's only going to be applicable. If I can get away with like 25 or 30 euros and I'm now covered completely with an aircraft and I don't need to get loads of additional hardware, you're sorted with this. And I want to show you what it can do, right? So to keep this on the screen and do other stuff in the background, I don't know, but we'll play it by ear, right? I'll put it into this camera here so we'll see some of the things that I'm doing. And we'll put this guy, I'll put him over here so you can see it, right? Just drop him down there. So this is showing me what's in front of my Stream Deck here. Okay? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go in and start pressing some buttons. And this is what I can start doing inside the aircraft. So if I want to find the electrical panel, right? So let me see. Come on over here. MacDo, Weather, Air, Ecam. No. Back one. Electrical panel. So at the moment, things are turned off. So I'm going to change that. I'm going to turn on the battery one. And listen to the sounds of the aircraft. It's instant. Battery 2. There's the batteries coming alive, right? And if I go to general, we can go to external power. And see the way how everything's lit up? It responds instantly, right? So now if I go in and I want to have a look at my electrical situation, right? I can now see that the board, the electrical panel board, it's coming through on my Stream Deck. I can visually see if this is now up and running. I can see the battery voltage on both sides, and I can see if the gens are on, if external power is on, APU gen, all of that stuff, right? We have way more than that. For instance, we can do things like walk around. We can open up maps. You can do loads of other stuff with this bit of kit, like general areas, right? If we look at the cockpit, wait and you see what we can do here. Did you know your Fenix can do this? Look. For the short horses out there. Right? So to have all that plugged into it. Not only that, if we want to, I don't know, open the door. If we want to get our tray table out. If we want to engage the rudder lock, or maybe we want to get the sun visors. They're all accessible from within this. There are tons of individual buttons that you can see here. I mean, you can see the options, right? But we can also mess around with the camera here, lads. Check this out. We can zoom out, we can zoom in, right? We can go up, we can go down, all from using your Stream Deck. Which is, this is nuts. This is nuts, right? All right, what else can we do here? So in terms of powering up the aircraft, our ground options, so we can go to a walk around mode. That'll put us outside the aircraft. We carry on with our walk around. We can see the current fuel level, 24%, 24%. down the bottom right hand corner, if it's a little bit hard to see, I don't think I can, I can. Why didn't I just do that? See this ATIS information? I'm getting ATIS information directly onto my Stream Deck. I can see the outside air temperature is 22 degrees, wind speed is 5, and the wind direction is 270. Now, bearing in mind, let's change the weather to real weather and real time. Real time doesn't work as port. What time of night are we now? We're half 10. Right, so we're set to live. Bring back up my Stream Deck. This all changes instantly, by the way. So now we can see, yeah, we got 13 degrees, wind speed 14 knots, pressure is 2888. I think I can change that then into hectopascals as well. Precep is there. We can see our weight, how many engine hours, oil quantity. Right? Pretty cool. In this plane, would the captain have the right seat instead of the left, assuming he was right-handed? No, pilot flying is the left seat. Sorry, captain is the left seat, because the captain is always in control of the tiller, which is your ground handling. That's for captains only, I think. Now, that's just fuel. Quick start, walk around. We can access the pushback from in here. Look at this. Connect the tug. And see how everything lights up to say, yeah, you're good to go, right? Right, we'll go back here. We'll go back again. More options. So we're going to get our seat belts. We'll get our wing lights. We'll get our no smoking, emergency exits, engine start switches, leave that alone for the moment. Get our nav lights up and running. Cockpit wipers. Right. What else do we have here? Let's see. Let's go to home. These are the general commands. Start the clock. You can spoilers, wipers. They're all there. Overhead. Get those adheres up and running. Right. What else do you want? So we want crew oxygen. I don't see what I'm looking for here, so we'll go back one. Overhead 2. Here we go. So we're going to say GPS, GS mode. There are the wipers. Overhead 3. Fire test. And not only that, right?
Hello there.
If you go into your general, see this master warning flashing up here on the top? You can cancel it from just there, right? 2300 Jones, good to see you. How's the autopilot? Yeah, we're getting into all... haven't even got near the autopilot. Right, switched. Oh, Jesus, switched. Did I leave that friggin' thing turned on? I did. Fire test off. Isolation fault, that's okay. The autopilot panel. Here we can go and change things on our map, right? So if I press this, map zoom, we can see the range moving. You can also see the switch moving, right? So there's the map moving. Heading, speed, we can go heading mode, flight director on or off, we'll turn those on. Altitude, you can go ahead and change all of that. Your baro, your max speed, landing system, localizer, auto throttle. Like your entire autopilot is drilled into this. All of it. The whole thing. And it's its own unique page. If we go down to the EFIS now, we can look at things like the EFIS, right? So we can zoom in the map on that side. We can change the baro, show our constraints, any waypoints or any airports that will show up. They'll all come in and show us on that page, right? I don't think they use the DCDU that much. It's programmable, right? So we can mess around with it. But I want to show you other things. If we now go to communications panel, here we have our radio frequencies. If we're on VHF or HF, if we're on, they're all there. The whole thing is there, right? So for example, if I wanted to change this, there's a couple of ways in which I can do this. I can put in a manual frequency. So if I click on numpad, right, you see my COM1 and COM2. So if I put in, right, I want to talk to 118.6. There it is. Do I want to set that into 1 or set it for 2? I'm going to set it into 1. By doing so, it puts that frequency into the standby thing. It's standby. So if I just want to change my frequency, it jumps across, right? So to give you a better look at what we're doing here. There's the radio. And there's the Stream Deck. And we'll do one of these. Right. Okay. So if I now want to put a different frequency in there, I can put in, I don't know, 121.755 and put that into standby. Setcom 1. There it is, 121.755, and then just press the button, transfer that one over. All right? And that's using the keypad or the keyboard. We can also change things quickly. We can go by, where are you here now? We can change if we're on high frequency, very high frequency. That depends on kind of what we're going to do. That's just the comms panel. But we've more, right? ECam. It's the center page. Like, this is so very cool, isn't it? Because if you don't want to be like interacting with the sim directly itself, just use this, right? Just use this. So if we want to say, right, look, show me the engine page. There's the engine page, right? Show me the bleeds, conditioning, right? Bring the screens up, make them brighter as well if you wish. Like, there's an absolute, it's class what you can do with this, lads. Just have a look at all the different information. What else do we have? Lighting. So this is awesome because it's very dark in here, isn't it? So, well, let's change that, shall we? So let's bring up some lighting here. So I don't know, let's get our panels up, and you can make these brighter as well. Overhead is now up. Test the annunciator panel, right? And get the dome lighting on if we wish. And you can change the brightness of this. Do you want it 1% increments, 10% increments? So if we go 10%, right, and then see that dome lighting? Bring it up. Or bring it down. That's the PFD. Where are we looking for? Glare panel overhead integrated lighting. See the way you can move all this stuff around? It's class. Glare panel, they're all set to full. We've more. Captain reading light. Bring up the MacDo's. Like, look at the amount of control you have over individual lighting stations. That's friggin' nuts, isn't it? Right, we'll go back here. That's the lights. Ecam lighting, hydraulics and fuel. So if you want to do crossfeeds, air bleeds, fuel pumps. So left fuel pump. Turn them all on, I suppose. So there's our fuel pumps on. On the electrical system, galley power, put it on. Bus ties, leave them alone. They're all okay. That's all okay. Communications comms. The MacDo. Now we can actually control the MacDo from here as well. I know. So you can do quick things like, you know, direct. Bring up the MacDo, we'll show you. There we go. So we can bring in things like, hang on now. Can I show you this in such a way that you can see this screen and you can see both? There we go. Put you down here now. Alright, okay. So we can do things, for instance, we can go, right, show me the direct page. Okay, show me the progress page. Show me the flight plan page. So you can edit all these things directly, right? Or we can go and open the numpad and see the way we have LSK and RSK, right? So let's go back here and let's go to init. Alright, now we're going to go to the numpad. So if I want to put in information here, see this init request? Well, that's going to be on RSK2. If I click RSK2, click, it's now requested that, and I can now fully interact with a MacDo. Fully interacted, all from using a Stream Deck, using flight panels, right? RSK3 will be IRS initialization, right? LSK7 will bring us back, or LSK6 back. So like, you can actually interact with the entirety of the aircraft using this plugin. Now you might say, right, Murph, it's like 28 or 29 euros and I need a Stream Deck. Well, yeah, but think about it, right? If you already have a Stream Deck, you are elected. If not, what's a Stream Deck? 220 now for the XL, 270 maybe? So for 300 bucks for the Fenix, you've now put all that control into a Stream Deck. That's class. You don't need to worry about it, you know, oh, I need an individual MacDo or I need an individual MCP. Now I need a comms panel. Like, everything here is controllable to you. And for a lot of people, I think this helps because it can get a little bit messy when you're faffing about trying to get different controls. Do you know what I'm saying? Oh, I need to look up here now and reach the thing and Jesus, right? Like, this replaces all of this. And because it's on Stream Deck, I mean, if you wanted to, you can move stuff around. You can completely customize this. Flight panels give you their full run-up to say, look, this is everything we have, but hey, do you want to put something in here? Like, do you want to have a page that, I don't know, turns on Join FS, for example? Of course you can. It's your panel, right? So what else can we do? We were looking at all of the... There's other stuff we can do. Air. That's the air bleed system. We saw that. I want to see, can I fire up that APU, right? Packs are off, electric. So let's see. So it's on an overhead panel. Overhead 1. Ground control needs to be on. Crew oxygen can go on. We don't want the rat. Absolutely not. Right, go back here. Adir's battery. Back 1. Overhead 2. Wiper. Here's all our calls. Right? Overhead 3. APU test. Audio. I'm sure there's a button here for our APU master. APU master switch coming on. Now we probably need the APU starter switch. Okay, so where's my APU start? APU start. There we go. Now we sit back. If we want to come down here, okay. Oh, I want to see where my APU is, but you know, you can even pop out screens if you like. If you want to be complete lazy. Oh no, that's after going down onto the other. I blame Naughty Gnome. So here's our eCam page here, right? And watch now that I can change this. So I say, right. Bring up the old APU there now as a good man. Doosh. There's our APU page. Can you make jump 2 buttons instead of switching pages on the Stream Deck? Yes, yes. So there's the APU now firing up. And if I go in and have a look at the electrical panel, yep. Now the APU gen doesn't seem to be alive. Which is not okay, now it's available. So APU gen has just come alive. So let's go back into our electrical panel and now you can see your APU generator is up and running. And like, what's class about this panel, this profile from Flight Panels, that's giving you everything. That's everything included for that price, right? What I love about this is, as you're flying, let's say for example, I don't need all that. There's some buttons I'm going to press myself. I'm going to put this screen on a different monitor and that's going to be my go-to for keeping an eye on what's happening. And if I want to go through any of these pages, well, I absolutely can because I just need to press a button. For instance, if I go down to where, the eCam is, I'm just going to keep that there because I want to monitor things like the doors or, I want to check out the tire temperature. Even my flight controls I need to test. You can pop out that screen, leave it on somewhere else if you have space for it. And then you use your Stream Deck to interact with that screen and that screen alone. Brilliant. True team, and you had to do a full Windows install. No way, man. Malky says, I use my Stream Deck Plus mainly for autopilot duties in the Fenix. Well, here's the thing. So we're talking about the Stream Deck Plus, right? Did I install this for the A320? I think it did. So here is the exact same profile, but this one is designed to work with the Stream Deck Plus. And what's awesome about this is, friends, well, a Stream Deck Plus has rotary knobs, right? You can turn stuff. So let's leave all that there for the moment. Let's bring up this and I can show you, right? See the rotary knobs we got, right? So if I'm going to say, right, speed, well, let's increase the speed. I'm turning the knob on the Stream Deck. Let's give me a new altitude. Like, you get the idea, right? That's where this thing comes in. Like, this is going to be fantastic. I'm definitely using this on VATS and flights. You can also move across. We can do the very same when it comes to our radio frequencies, if you didn't like having to punch them in manually. So these are my COM radios, right? So I can say, all right, I'm going to change now my standby frequency to 1186. And my next frequency I need to be talking to is going to be 1228. There we go. They're now ready to rock. And I'm using the Stream Deck Plus because they have rotary knobs on them. And you can push them in as well. See the way I can swap them across? That's me just pushing in on the button. Again, yes, of course, there are freeware options to build your own profiles. Of course there are. But it takes a lot of time. And I think what Flight Panels have done here, it just works. Out of the box, it just works. This is their newest one for 2024. They have other profiles available. I've been messing around with their GTN 750 one. That's quite good. The 777 one, which I intend to use tomorrow night. And now the A320, which I intend to use next week. I think they're very, very good. And I think they're very powerful. And it's a great alternative if you're not using something like all the different, module controls. As in, okay, I need my MCP panel. That's $120 just for that panel, and it looks like it came out of an Airbus. The advantage you have by using something like a Stream Deck, you can use two of these if you want, right? So hang on a second. I have MCP data over here. Let's see, can I use two Stream Decks together to control the aircraft? I don't think why not. So let's change our speed. Speed is now going up to, say, give it 320 knots. 320 knots, and while we're here, let's go to the engine page. So I'm now using two Stream Decks. I can use my rotary knob, or the Stream Deck Plus, to control radio and autopilot. And I can use the Stream Deck XL. Well, that's going to look at engine systems. I can turn on and off the lights. I can start the APU. I can even do an engine start if I wish. Plus all the different options you want inside the aircraft. I mean, they give you friggin' tons of stuff to play around with. It is madness. In particular when it comes to the cockpit. Like this sort of crack, lads, moving your chairs around. I didn't know the Fenix could even do it. And you can do it on both sides, look. Or can you? No, you can do it on one side. The pilot side moves, I think. Yeah. Buy a couple, then you can mix and match them. Yeah. You can actually download the tool Pilot's Deck. They use for building panels for free, but you must know what you're doing. Yeah, and that's the thing. Flight panels, these are bespoke. These are this is the top tier. You're buying a product. But I think this is brilliant. I really do. What else can we do with this thing? The ground stuff, walk around mode. We can exit the aircraft. We can open up all the doors. So check this out. That's an interesting. We are outside, but we're not outside. Why can't I move? It's Fenix. Right, so let's see now what I can do outside here. So it says passenger door, cargo door. Now that's not going to move because I don't have hydraulic pressure, right? So hang on. If I go back into this and show you hydraulic pressure. Let's have a look. So we need to find hydraulics. Electric pump. On. Yellow. Blue and green. How do we... There is a way to do this. Isn't it the green line we need? Maybe it's just the blades. Balls! It's the yellow one, is it? Hydraulic yellow. There we go. You can hear the door opening now. I can hear the pump, so why aren't you opening? There she blows. Right? What else can we do? Cockpit call, right gear door, left gear door. Hey now, does your aviation flap like... It does! Right, watch your head there. So the gear door, right? Bottom. Where's this other button? Fuel service door. Like, look at all the stuff you can friggin' do. This is ridiculous. All from inside. All from inside your Stream Deck. That's amazing. Gear doors. Can we get that fuel panel open? Let's remove the chocks. And do a light test from outside. Chocks. It's absolutely nuts. I do have the GTN panel as well. Yes, I certainly do. So I hope, if anything, lads, it's been a bit of insight into what these panels are actually capable of doing. And if you've never thought of looking at them before, like, they're absolutely brilliant. And I know I looked at stuff before. I looked at similar stuff before, but I was like, hang on a second, this stuff is absolutely deadly. And like, it's tied to this specific aircraft with like incredible detail. Even turn on the freaking brake fans if I want. Look. Here's the brake fans. Landing gear is there. Flaps, spoilers, terrain onto the radar. We windscreen wipers. This is a great bit of kit. If you have a Stream Deck, highly recommend you check this one out, lads. I'm going to be using these as much as I can because I just think they're deadly. And as I say, if you go over and have a look at the website, flightpanels.io, they're actually based up in the north of Ireland, so you know you're getting great customer service, and we're just a big sound bunch of lads. But you can see, shop by the device that you have, and they're also getting stuff now working on the Corsair Xenon, that mad gadget that I have here in the corner, the Xenon Edge, right? It's pretty cool. Autopilot profiles, A340 Cessna Citation, your Cessna 172 for example, or you get the aircraft profiles. So some of the aircraft, they include the Cessna Citation, the 777, the A320, the A340, Cessna 172, Garmin G1000, like some of the ones for the Cessna 172 and the Sim. Just 12 pages of pre-programmed and fully interactive buttons for the Cessna 172. Look at that. General lighting, cabin air, glare shield lights, panel lights, hide the yoke, visor, window, baggage, doors, friggin' breakers, right? Transponder, nav and comm. Helis as well. Are they? What they do? Look, the 145 heli. That's deadly. So check it out, lads. As I said, I'll put the link into the chat because it's just something cool and brilliant, and the fact that you can utilize your Stream Deck. And yes, they do work on a virtual Stream Deck, right? I mean, Elgato. Virtual Stream Deck. I'm almost certain this is free. So like what a virtual Stream Deck is, or you can bundle it with all the hardware. What a virtual Stream Deck is, I'll show you what here on the screen. If I go to a virtual one, see this virtual Stream Deck 1? And I can add as many buttons as I want. That exact Stream Deck, that's sitting on a different screen. That's over on my Xenon Edge. You also use a phone as well. Have a look into it, lads, and see what you think. All right, because I just think it's freaking brilliant. That's the gadget I'm using, the Xenon Edge. They're expensive, but they're very good. They're very good. They're like 250 quid, but you can put like a massive virtual Stream Deck on it. You know what I mean? Like a Stream Deck Elgato. I don't know how much is the Stream Deck XL. Stream Deck. Stream Deck XL. $32 keys. Buy at retailer. I cannot buy direct from Elgato anymore. Buy Elgato Stream Deck XL. I mean, you pick this up anywhere. 200, 260 on Amazon. Like, you know what I mean, lads? Do you know what I mean? Curry's. Amazon 260. And then just Muse fan has one shirt. Didn't he win Gibbo Stream Deck and he got flight panels with it? I think he did. Almost certainly did. But anyway, if you'd like to see more of this stuff, lads, let me know. As I said, I intend to be flying with it when I can. And if you have any questions, I'll reach out to the developers. I was chatting to them during the week. What do you mean you won your Stream Deck? Rubbish. But didn't that come with flight panels, Muse? The one you won? Yeah, Kieran, they're very good, man. They're very, very good. And like, for all the things, like, they're so, like, the whole flight sim thing, lads, it's moving so fast. There's so many add-ons, so much hardware. It's easy to get caught up and, like, not, oh, hang on a second. That's the exact solution I was looking for. You know what I mean? So yeah. You got your XL last Christmas. Scott, perfect. Maybe there's something they can look to do. We'll ask Flight Panels, can you do a ATC station panel? Who knows? I hope they develop more for the Stream Deck Plus. I think they will. How about the cabin lights and cabin calls? Cabin lights? Well, let's find out. Oh yeah, there is. So overhead. So here's the cabin calls. So if I go back into the cabin. There you go. Cabin lighting, that's a good one. Strobes, runway, landing, nose lights. Do we have cabin lighting? PFD, that's all cockpit lighting. I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure. Good question. I need to ask them. Because I think that's controlled using the tablet, isn't it? The latest version also supports virtual Stream Deck. Yeah. It's awesome, Roy. Yeah, awesome. But I know it's quite niche, but X-Plane and Mac would be awesome. Yeah. I don't see any panels that they do for X-Plane. It seems to be all Microsoft Flight Sim at the moment. But sure, listen, we might be convinced to twist their arm a little bit. Do you know what I'm saying? Check them out anyway, lads. And as I say, if you have any questions, let me know. You know? Yeah, there's a profile. The GTN profile works very well. It's awesome. So the latest releases are that of the A340, the A320, the A321 from FS Labs, the Citation X or 10, right? Aero lens, I think that was all to do with like camera views, if I'm not mistaken. Right? You can use the tool for X-Plane with Pilot's Deck. I created one for the MD-11. Yeah. You can, 100%. You can use free ones for X-Plane, but it'd be great to see these lads doing one for X-Plane, wouldn't it? Is it wireless? Says MV. Well, a Stream Deck is not wireless, no. However, you could put a virtual Stream Deck on your phone or on your tablet, for example. Now you have a wireless solution. You know? It'll work on a touchscreen. Do you know what I mean? So you could use your Elgato virtual Stream Deck on your phone. So you can literally have your phone here beside you, click the buttons, and it's going to do the same thing. You know? But yeah, they've an absolute barrel load of stuff there. So yeah, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. It's cool. I've really enjoyed using it, and it's so very, very powerful. So yeah, looking forward to it. Right, lads, that's going to call it for this evening. We're back tomorrow morning. I'm flat out busy tomorrow. I should not be streaming. I have many things to do, but we're going to stream anyway because, well, it'll be grand. So we're live tomorrow at 11 o'clock Zulu, 1100 Zulu time. We're going to be taking out the FSR 500 from FS Reborn. We're going to do some VIP charters using On-Air Company. And what else are we doing? Then tomorrow night we're going to be taking the Boeing 777 for a flight out of Niagara Falls over to Cincinnati. Steam Machine. I did, Gibbo. I did. Fair play to you. I did. I don't think I saw the trailer. Hang on. Let's look at this trailer. Gibbo, I only went to the website. I didn't actually look at the trailer. Let's have a look at the trailer. Now. We'll have to watch this for the crack because it looks very good, doesn't it? Bring the sounds down. We have a look at this. Right, we'll play this and yeah, as I say, this from IGN. We'll play this and as I said, I'll see you there in the morning and 11 o'clock. So, thank you all so very, very much indeed for tuning in. Have a very pleasant evening, and we shall catch you all tomorrow at 1100 Zulu. Until then, I'll press a button. I'll see you soon.
Is Steam Deck. Steam Deck is our powerful, portable, handheld gaming PC that lets you take your Steam library with you anywhere. We're pretty proud of it. People who own Steam Decks have been playing everywhere, and we couldn't be happier with the response we've heard from all of you. We're excited to talk about the future of Steam Deck, but not today, because this isn't a video about the future of Steam Deck. This is a video about the future of Steam hardware. Today, we're announcing 3 new members of the Steam hardware lineup. All connect you with powerful PC gaming. All are optimized for gaming with Steam, and all are shipping in early 2026. Let's start with this one. This is the new Steam controller. The new Steam controller puts all of your Steam
Okay, that's grand and all, but hang on. Bring us up to the gadget, will you? Wait now.
Just like with Steam,
Here we go.
we want you to be able to
Watch
play.
this gadget.
Steam Frame is Valve's next generation VR hardware. Stream all your Steam games, VR and non-VR alike, in this comfortable, lightweight, wireless VR headset. Steam Frame uses camera-based tracking, so getting into your games is as easy as slipping on the headset and waking it up. Steam Frame controllers, included with the headset, are designed with all the inputs you need for your VR titles, like motion controls and capacitive tracking for all your fingers, as well as a split gamepad layout to work with your whole Steam library. They even feature the same magnetic thumbsticks as Steam controller for responsiveness and longevity. Steam Frame also pairs seamlessly with the new Steam controller, a great companion for playing non-VR games in the headset. To make sure streaming is smooth and stable no matter what, Steam Frame includes a wireless adapter that lets you stream your games from your PC to your headset over a fast and dedicated Wi-Fi 6 connection. And the game is streamed to your frame optimized for VR, using new technology that allows for the highest resolution streaming exactly where your eyes are looking. And Steam Frame is a PC, running Steam OS. In addition to streaming, you can install and play a bunch of VR and non-VR games right in the headset without a host PC. You can also expand your onboard storage to fit even more games with a micro SD card. Steam controller, Steam machine, and Steam Frame. All built with the same
So yeah,
DNA
in
as
theory,
Steam.
I mean, I imagine this would run Microsoft Flight Sim. I imagine, but it will work through It'll work through Steam, and that'll be then streamed to you. So yes, I would imagine it will. Mad lads, technology is bringing us places. Who knows where we're going to go next? Yes, bring back Scrabble, I say, and Subutio. You know, I mean, that's where the crack really was. Good night. Did you see what happened to Matty Lonesome? Oh, that was brilliant. Did you see him? Maddie, are you okay? Are you okay, Maddie? Oh, Jesus. Oh. This, lads. Look at the state of this. Touchdown, nicely done, beautiful. Armin Addict inbound. Careful now, careful now. Pull up, pull up. Beautiful. What a landing. So we've Gregor inbound. Don't panic. Just hope for the best, Murphy. Oh, Jesus. Don't end in a fear and terrible. Yep. Oh.
Bank angle. Pull up.
Shh, shh.